My child, stop everything, because what you're about to hear will change everything tonight. This is not a coincidence. This is a divine interruption. I've stepped into your moment, and I'm not whispering. I'm thundering into your spirit. What I'm about to say carries the kind of weight that shakes atmospheres, reroutes destinies, and pulls people out of places they thought they'd never escape. This is your turning point, and the only thing I ask is that you don't look away. Don't scroll. Don't get distracted. Watch until the final breath of this message, because your future is hanging in the balance of this encounter. I'm not just going to speak, I'm going to confirm, confront, and commission. And by the time this ends, something inside you will never be the same again. You've asked for change. Well, brace yourself, because I'm bringing it tonight. My beloved, stop what you are doing. Turn your face toward me. Let your heart grow still and your spirit open wide, because what I am about to say cannot wait. This isn't merely a gentle nudge in your day. This is a divine interruption sent to realign your very atmosphere. For too long, you've moved under a weight that made you question if I was still near. You smiled through the silence, walked through rooms that echoed with emptiness, and held conversations while your soul begged for clarity. But tonight, child, that silence breaks. Tonight, that stillness erupts with sound. The sound of my voice pressing into your spirit with fire, with tenderness, with urgency. I have watched the timeline of your life bend and buckle under the pressure of waiting, under the ache of wondering when your moment would come. And now, heaven has reached its tipping point. Everything has been shifting behind the veil, and tonight it reaches the surface. What I am doing in this hour is not ordinary. This is not the next step on a path. This is the tearing open of a realm, one that's been sealed, hidden, and guarded until this precise second. You have been led to this message not by accident, but by orchestration. I move a time, atmosphere, and even thoughts to bring you to this intersection. Because my words tonight will not simply soothe you. I will summon you. I am calling your spirit up from the fatigue of delay and the fog of familiarity. I am calling you into a moment that carries weight, holy weight. You feel it, child. That stirring that you've been trying to explain away. That sudden awareness that something is about to shift. That's not anxiety. That's not imagination. That's me. That is the echo of heaven's footsteps drawing close to your timeline. I'm not sending an angel this time. I'm not whispering through circumstance. I'm speaking myself. And I'm saying, this night is marked. This moment is sealed. This hour is etched into the scrolls of eternity as the night everything begins to change for you. You've been waiting for evidence, for confirmation, for something that would scream, this is it. But my move, though dramatic in the unseen, often arrives with quiet power. Do not measure its weight by what you feel externally. Measure it by what's breaking internally. Because tonight, I'm shattering the shell of doubt that wrapped around your heart like a second skin. Tonight, I am peeling back the layers of delay, not to expose your weakness, but to reveal your readiness. You were never behind. You were being built for a moment that required precision. And beloved, that moment is now. I've waited long enough. Heaven has waited long enough. And so I say again, my child, pause. Be still. Listen. Because what I release tonight will change everything. My child, lean in even closer, because what I am about to say is not casual. It is carved in eternal stone. A sacred shift has occurred. In the very atmosphere surrounding your life, in the dimension that cannot be touched by hands but trembles at the sound of my voice, something holy has cracked open. You've walked under clouds of delay. You've worn heaviness like a cloak, wondering when the pace of promise would finally quicken. And now, without warning, the slow has become sudden. The crawl has become a leap. The stillness has become motion. The air around you is no longer stale with stagnancy. It is charged with divine current. Do you feel it? Don't mistake this sensation for fear. Don't explain away the tension in your chest as nerves. What you're feeling is the echo of momentum, my momentum. For I have released the winds of sudden breakthrough, and they are rushing in your direction with power and precision. You've questioned why it felt like everything was always just out of reach. You watched others rise while you stayed planted, misunderstood the stillness as rejection. But child, what you called stuck was actually sacred restraint. I had to hold the door shut, not to punish you, but to protect the glory of the gift. I've been crafting the moment, not just the miracle. And now that the sacred hour has arrived, nothing, absolutely nothing, will remain as it was. You're not waiting for change anymore. You're standing in it. I have ignited something irreversible in the spiritual realm that will now ripple into every corner of your reality. What felt blocked will burst. What was locked will be loosed. What was delayed will be delivered. Do not think this is poetic language. This is prophetic decree. I am not painting metaphors for your encouragement. I am issuing royal orders for your destiny. And here is what you must understand. I didn't let the change come until your faith was anchored deep enough to carry it. What I am releasing is not a spark. It is a wildfire of fulfillment. You won't just get a glimpse. You'll be flooded. And everything that stood still before will now sprint forward at supernatural speed. This shift doesn't require your striving. It requires your surrender. The doors I am opening cannot be picked or forced or negotiated. They swing wide because my authority demands it. I have signed the scroll. I have broken the seal. And I am now placing the weight of what has been held back directly into your hands. You'll begin to feel it before you fully see it. There will be moments of divine disorientation, where what was familiar begins to fall away. Don't resist it. That falling away is evidence that heaven is moving. The veil is thinning. The ground beneath your feet is no longer the same soil. I've transplanted you without you even noticing, from stagnation to acceleration, from endurance to emergence. This is the hour where impossibility bends to obedience. This is the moment where miracles chase those who didn't quit when it hurt to believe. You're not being invited into gradual improvement. You're being summoned into rapid release. Everything that once felt frozen is melting under the fire of my favor. Everything that held you hostage is now crumbling under the sound of my advancing footsteps. I've sent angelic messengers ahead of you. I've cleared corridors that once carried curses. And now, my child, your name is echoing through gates that once denied you. The shift is not coming. It has already occurred. Let your heart awaken to it. Let your faith respond to it. Don't wait for permission from people who didn't hear what I whispered in the dark. They didn't feel your midnight tears. They don't carry the weight of the secret yes you gave me when no one applauded. What I did, I saw it all. I measured it all. And now, in this holy hour, I declare, suddenly has begun. My precious child, breathe. Feel the pause of the moment. That weight you carry right now, the one you can't explain. It's not stress. It's not pressure from the world. It's not your imagination. That weight is glory drawing near. The trembling in your soul, the kind that shakes you when the room is still and no one is watching, that is the holy collision of my promise pressing into your present. Your spirit knows what your mind cannot yet grasp. Change is not coming. It is pressing. And I am the one behind it. Don't deny what you're feeling. Don't apologize for sensing what others cannot see. For what you are feeling is sacred confirmation that something divine is on the brink of birthing. You have been sensing this shift for longer than you realize. Little moments that caught your breath. Sudden clarity in the middle of chaos. Dreams that felt louder than the day. Coincidences that weren't coincidences. All of it has been me, whispering, wooing, preparing you for this hour. And now your spirit has caught the scent of breakthrough before your eyes could see it. You've been carrying invisible contractions, and now the labor has intensified, not unto death, but unto delivery. You are not breaking down. You are breaking open. You are not falling apart. You are falling into alignment. And child, I need you to recognize that this moment is weighty on purpose. My glory never enters lightly. When I move, the air changes. When I draw close, the human frame responds. That tightness in your chest, that holy disquiet, it's your body reacting to a supernatural shift that has already begun in the heavens. So don't push this feeling away. Don't dismiss it as oversensitivity or emotion. Your discernment is not exaggeration. It is divine calibration. I've been fine-tuning your inner compass for this moment. A trembling is the sound of your spirit standing to attention. You are not being shaken to scare you. You are being awakened to prepare you. Because what's coming will require your full awareness. The room around you may look unchanged, but the realm you're standing in has already shifted. And soon, your surroundings will follow suit. The trembling is a signal. Your inner world is syncing with my eternal timeline. The veil is thin. The moment is ripe. And heaven is pressing into earth through you. Do not be afraid of what you feel. I am not bringing fear. I am bringing fire. And my fire comes to ignite, not destroy. It comes to purify, not punish. It comes to awaken what hath been asleep inside you for far too long. The trembling is not weakness. It is power in waiting. Your heart, your lungs, your very breath is catching up to what your spirit already knows, that I am near, and that everything is about to change. Let it move you. Let it shake loose the dust. Let it break the shell. I am not finished. In fact, I've only just begun. Tonight is not just significant. It is sacred. And the trembling you feel, it's not panic. It's prophecy. And it is pointing to one undeniable truth. I am about to do what only I can do, and it will change everything. My beloved, you've asked me so many times, Lord, is this you? Is this really you speaking, or is it just my own mind? And I have waited for this precise second to give you the confirmation your soul has longed for. I am not speaking through the clutter of chance or the randomness of happenstance. I am not hiding my voice in riddles or whispers that require decoding. No, child, this very moment, this very message, this breath of truth moving across your heart is not a coincidence. It is confirmation. And not just any confirmation, but the one you secretly hoped for. The one you dared not even speak aloud. The one your soul has cried out for in the quiet ache of longing. I've wrapped my voice in this moment so clearly, so precisely, that even the lies that have stalked your mind must now flee. The fog is lifting. The static is clearing. And what remains is this truth. I speaking. And you, my child, are hearing me right now. You've been scanning the horizon for signs. You've been scrolling through words, searching for some glimpse that you weren't forgotten. And now I say to you, this is the moment all of heaven has been rehearsing. I didn't just want to comfort you. I wanted to confirm you. Confirm your worth. Confirm your assignment. Confirm that your waiting was not wasted and your questions were not ignored. You asked for a sign. Here it is. Not a shooting star, not a stranger's phrase, but the sacred collision of heaven's decree with your human desperation. You were not drawn to these words by accident. You were summoned. Heaven hand-delivered this encounter into the center of your unrest, because I knew this was the exact hour your heart would be open enough, broken enough, hungry enough to receive what I've been holding back until now. This isn't just divine timing. It's a divine answer. You cried out, God, just show me. Just speak to me. Just let me know you haven't changed your mind about me. And I did not answer in symbols. I answered in sentence. And this sentence, child, is your sign. And I need you to hear me clearly. I am not in the business of teasing hearts or toying with emotions. I do not dangle hope like bait. When I speak, it is to build, not to bait. When I confirm, it is not to confuse. It is to call you higher. I'm speaking to the you beneath the exhaustion, the you behind the smile, the you who held on through storms with nothing but the memory of a promise. I'm confirming that the season you thought was silent was actually sacred. The tears you cried were not ignored. They were measured, stored, honored. I wrote them down like treasure, and I sealed them until this precise hour. And now, with holy fire and fierce love, I crack open the heavens and say, I see you. I choose you. I'm still with you. And this is the moment you will never forget. Confirmation isn't coming. It's a rhyme. And it carries your name, your healing, your answer, your new beginning. Let this be the final time you question whether I am speaking. Because tonight, I didn't just speak through a sign. I became the sign. My child, let me speak now to the seasons you've endured in silence. Those long, lonely corridors of time where hope felt more like a ghost than a gift. I saw every day you walked with unanswered questions. Every time you whispered promises to yourself just to get through the next hour. I saw the weight of disappointment stretch across your shoulders like a second skin, pressing down until you questioned whether breakthrough was just a fable for someone else's life. You've carried silence so long that it started to feel like your identity, a stillness that echoed louder than any word. But hear me now. I never stopped watching. I never stopped weaving. The delay wasn't denial. It was design. The silence wasn't absence. It was strategy. And what looked like dreams buried beneath dust and time were not abandoned. They were preserved. And tonight, my child, I am overturning what tried to bury you. Yes, the delay felt like death. The silence felt like abandonment. The pause felt like punishment. But I was not idle. I was intentional. While others danced in the daylight, I was forming gold in the darkness of your waiting. While the world rushed ahead, I was anchoring you so deeply that what I now release will not just bless you, it will establish you. I've watched seeds you forgot you planted begin to swell with holy tension underground. And now, in this very hour, the ground cannot hold them anymore. Resurrection is here. This isn't poetic language. This is spiritual reality. I am reversing what stole your breath. I am uprooting what tried to choke your purpose. I am shaking the very soil that tried to silence you. You won't have to fight your way out of this grave. I've already rolled the stone away. I didn't come to resuscitate you. I came to resurrect you. I came to release the version of you that pain tried to keep hidden. A reinforged in fire. The one refined in stillness. The one others can't recognize, but I always knew. And let me be clear, what I am resurrecting is not a copy of the past. It is not some recycled version of a dream you once had. What I am bringing back to life is greater, deeper, richer than what was lost. Because what died wasn't the dream, it was the illusion of control. What perished wasn't hope, it was the timetable you created for it. And now, what remains is pure, potent, and unstoppable. The delay that once felt like defeat will now become the very foundation of your destiny. I'm not dusting off old ideas. I'm birthing new blueprints. Your life is about to sprout with such force that it will confuse those who thought your season was over. But I am the God who brings beauty out of barrenness, power out of pressure, oil out of ashes. And I tell you tonight, your deferred hope is now divine harvest. What was buried has broken through. And not only will you rise, you will flourish. You will testify. You will overflow. Because what tried to bury you didn't know. I planted you. My beloved child, hear me clearly now. You were not forgotten. I saw you in every hidden hallway, every overlooked place, every quiet moment when it seemed like others were chosen, others were favored, others were elevated, and you were bypassed. You told yourself it was timing. You tried to rationalize it with grace. But deep down, the sting of invisibility wrapped around your heart like a fog that wouldn't lift. And I wept with you in that place. Not because I was absent, but because I knew the weight of what I was preparing would require a holy delay, a sacred pause that had nothing to do with punishment and everything to do with placement. Child, you were not overlooked. You were reserved. And there's a difference. One heaven knows intimately, and one hell fears desperately. When man passed you by, I held you close. When platforms didn't call your name, I wrote it in my scrolls. When doors closed, I didn't just open others, I built one that only you could walk through. Let me explain what others couldn't see. I was not rushing your story, because your story carries the weight of generational restoration. I was not accelerating your timeline, because the plotline of your destiny was written to climax in consecrated surprise. I wasn't trying to fit you into the mold of the masses. I was shaping you for a moment that required mystery, maturity, and my timing alone. If I had allowed them to see what I was doing in you too early, they would have tried to label it, contain it, manipulate it, dilute it. But I hid you, not in punishment, but in preparation. I placed you in the shadows not to shame you, but to shield you. There are things I planted in your spirit that required silence to grow. There are gifts I placed within you that needed to be protected from comparison, from compromise, from corrosion. That's why others went ahead. That's why you felt behind. Because what I am doing in your life isn't common. It's consecrated. It's not generic. It's God-ordained. And I've waited until this very moment to say, the unveiling has begun. The best part of your story isn't behind you. It's not hidden in a past season of success. It's not buried in the memories of better days. No, child, the best part is right here, right now. Not because of anything you've done to earn it, but because I timed it. I watched you stay loyal when it would have been easier to leave. I watched you celebrate others while secretly mourning your own delay. I saw how you smiled through the ache, how you served through the silence, how you gave when it cost you everything. And I stored it all, not just in my memory, but in my strategy. Because the hour has come for me to release what I never allowed anyone else to touch. What I am pouring into your life will not be recycled. It will not be secondhand. It will not carry the fingerprints of those who doubted you. It will arrive with the fragrance of heaven and the undeniable marks of divine origin. And when it does, they'll ask, where did this come from? And you will say with tears in your eyes, It came from the hidden place where God kept me when no one else could see me. And child, that's why it's holy. That's why it's yours. And that's why no one will be able to take it from you. Not now. Not ever. Listen to me, child. The moment you're in is not just another tick on the clock. It is not another passing evening wrapped in routine. It is not just nightfall. It is divine arrival. The hour is charged. The air is trembling. The atmosphere around you is swelling with unseen motion. I am not waiting until sunrise. I am not stalling for convenience. I am moving now. Not tomorrow. Not later. Out. Before this day ends. Before this night closes. Before another second is wasted, heaven is already shifting things in your favor. I've waited for your spirit to reach this level of openness, this depth of readiness. I've watched your heart finally settle and surrender, and the moment it did, I released the command. Angels were dispatched. Assignments were activated. Doors began to shake. Delays began to dissolve. Before midnight, movement will begin. You may not see it with your eyes yet, but the tremors have already started. What was still is stirring. What was silent is rumbling. And what you thought was coming someday is actually arriving tonight. I need you to understand something sacred about this timing. It's not accidental. It's appointed. There are windows in heaven that don't open often. Moments that shimmer with holy urgency, where all of eternity bends closer to earth. This is one of those moments. And if you lean in, fully, fearlessly, you will not miss what's being released. Don't let the stillness deceive you. The silence is not absence. It is alignment. I'm not late. I'm lightning. What I'm doing in this very hour is not slow-paced restoration. It's rapid reformation. I am rewriting timelines, rewiring outcomes, and reigniting destinies that look dormant. While the world sleeps, I am scripting your next season. Not in pencil, in permanence. This shift carries weight, and it carries you. And it cannot be postponed. Heaven isn't asking for permission. Heaven is moving. And I want your heart to recognize the signs before your eyes catch up. That pressure you feel, that stirring in your chest, that sense that something is unfolding. It is. I'm not teasing change. I'm triggering it. And here's what I want you to do tonight. Posture yourself in expectancy. Do not lie down in despair. Rise up in readiness. Set your eyes on me like a watchman waits for dawn, because what I am about to unfold will not resemble your past delays. It will not move at the pace of your plans. It will move at the speed of my word. And my word is not crawling toward you. It is running. I don't need a full day to perform a miracle. I don't need a full season to release glory. I only need your yes. And you've given it. Quietly. Faithfully. Over and over again. Even when your voice trembled. And because of that yes, the clock is no longer your enemy. Time is now your testimony. By midnight, child, something will begin. A thread will pull. A curtain will lift. A door will crack. You'll feel it in the smallest detail, the gentlest nudge. But it will be real. It will be right. And it will be mine. So be ready. Because before this night ends, heaven will move. And nothing, absolutely nothing, will be the same again. My beloved, I know the pattern you've grown used to. The tightening of your spirit when you hear movement is near. I know how many times you've braced yourself, not for glory, but for disappointment. You've trained your heart to prepare for another closed door, another silent night, another unfulfilled hope. And I understand why. You've been conditioned by circumstance to lower your expectations so the fall wouldn't hurt so much. But child, tonight I need you to unlearn that fear. I'm not calling you to brace for more pain. I'm not preparing you for loss. I'm summoning you, yes, summoning you, to prepare for breakthrough. Not just a trickle of blessing, not a drizzle of hope. I'm talking about a divine deluge, a flood of fulfillment, a downpour of destiny. What's coming isn't small, and it isn't subtle. It's sacred and it's surging. You won't need binoculars to spot it. It will arrive with such force, such favor, such holy intensity, that even your doubting thoughts will have no choice but to bow. Let me tell you something most never realize. I do not send floods where there is no foundation. I do not release overflow where there is no vessel to carry it. And you, my child, have become the vessel. Every yes whispered through clenched teeth, every step taken without proof, every tear that fell when no one was watching, it built something in you. You didn't even know it, but while you were weeping, I was weaving. While you were surrendering, I was structuring. And now, what I have stored must pour, because the time of withholding has ended. The window of waiting has closed. And what I'm releasing isn't portioned or polite. It's powerful. You've prepared long enough. And now preparation gives way to possession. So I tell you, get ready, not to survive but to overflow. Get ready, not to contain pain, but to carry promise. Stop standing in the corner of life, expecting leftovers. You are not a forgotten afterthought. You are my chosen outpouring. And what I'm about to release will come without apology. Yes, child, I said flood. Because this isn't just the answer to one prayer. This is the result of years of divine accumulation. What I'm sending isn't single-layered. It's multidimensional. It will touch every part of you. Your mind, your body, your finances, your relationships, your vision, your peace. And when it comes, it won't ask for your permission. It will break through the gates of delay and flood every dry place in your soul. I'm not asking you to brace. I'm telling you to build. Like room. Widen your heart. Open the door. Because the surge is coming, and when it hits, it will not knock, it will enter. And you will stand in the middle of it, drenched in what you once only dreamed of. The very things you thought were permanently out of reach will come running toward you like rivers drawn to your name. I am releasing favor that flows, mercy that multiplies, increase that overwhelms, and joy that will make you weep in wonder. You suffered in silence, now you will dance in saturation. Not a drop will be wasted, not a moment will be missed. The flood is not a threat, it is a gift, and it's headed straight to your door. Now listen closely, child. This is not a minor adjustment. This isn't me tweaking the edges of your existence, smoothing the corners of your calling. What I'm doing in this moment is not a renovation. It is a revolution. I am not rearranging the furniture. I'm changing the foundation. This shift is not a slight redirection. It is a complete reformation, a sacred rerouting, a holy upheaval of the very ground beneath your life. You've asked me for progress, but what I'm giving you is possession. You've prayed for a new door, but I'm giving you a new map. You've cried out for breakthrough, but I'm delivering a blueprint that redefines everything. Because, child, what I've prepared for you cannot live inside the lines you've drawn around your own future. What I'm about to do will require you to leave the familiar path entirely and follow me into something far more radical than you ever imagined. You need to understand the weight of what I'm saying. This is not just the next step, it's the next story. I'm routing your direction so drastically, so divinely, that you will look back one day and not recognize the life you left behind. And it will not be because you failed. It will be because you followed. I've seen the crossroads where you stood still, waiting for a sign, paralyzed by too many paths and not enough clarity. But now, I am not giving you multiple options. I am giving you a mandate. This direction is not open for negotiation. It is being handed to you as a divine directive. Because what's waiting at the end of this route isn't just opportunity, it's outpouring. It's where your anointing begins to activate in ways you never believed were possible. It's where every gift I placed inside you starts to roar. It's where your footsteps begin echoing in realms far beyond your natural reach. This change will cost comfort. It will challenge assumptions. It will confuse those around you who only knew you by your last assignment. But this rerouting is not about them. It's about me and you. It's about the reason you were born. And I couldn't let you stay on a path that was too small for your spirit. You were never meant to arrive where logic tried to lead you. You were meant to walk in fire, in glory, in divine unfolding. And now, the route is shifting. Not subtly, not quietly, but completely. The path is being redrawn, and I'm walking ahead of you. Follow me without fear. Trust me without borders. You won't recognize the terrain at first, but your spirit will know the way. I have encoded this journey into your DNA, and every step will feel like home to the real you, the one I created before the world told you who you had to be. Child, don't resist the rerouting. Don't mourn the path you're leaving. What's ahead is so much more. This isn't the road you planned, but it is the one I promised. My child, I saw it before you ever said a word. That ache in your chest that wouldn't let you rest. That sacred stirring that crept into your quiet hours. That unshakable feeling, like something was about to begin but hadn't yet arrived. You tried to name it as anxiety. You wondered if it was just stress or some emotional residue from old disappointments. But let me tell you clearly now, it wasn't fear. It wasn't confusion. It was me. That ache was divine agitation. That stirring was sacred summoning. That holy unrest was not a warning. It was an invitation. I was knocking on the door of your destiny, and your spirit recognized the rhythm before your mind could make sense of it. Because, child, when my glory comes near, the air itself begins to vibrate with promise. I don't need thunder to announce myself. Sometimes I arrive in the tension between what you thought you needed and what I've always planned. That ache, the one you carried so long you began to call it normal, it with the echo of your calling brushing up against your complacency. You see, glory doesn't knock politely. It presses. It pulses. It pulls. It shakes things loose. When my presence gets close, your soul cannot stay still. And that's what you've been feeling lately. A stirring that started small, like a breeze in your chest, and then grew until it became a roaring wind you couldn't ignore. It didn't come to torment you. It came to tenderize you. Because what I am awakening in you cannot be accessed with logic or forced with effort. It has to be birthed. And birth doesn't begin with answers, it begins with ache. Glory doesn't announce itself with comfort. It arrives with contradiction. And the contradiction you've been living in, knowing something is coming but not seeing it yet, had been the spiritual signal that heaven was already on the move. This is how I work in my chosen ones. I let the ache linger just long enough to break every false anchor. I allow the stirring to swirl until every counterfeit comfort is exposed for what it is, temporary. You couldn't settle down into what used to satisfy you, could you? What once felt safe started feeling suffocating. This because I was pulling you out of what was good enough into what is God ordained. I stirred your water so the well could overflow. I disrupted your normal so I could deliver your new. And now, child, the knocking isn't distant anymore. It's right at your door. I'm not speaking through pain. I'm speaking through pressure. The kind of pressure that precedes purpose. So don't silence it. Don't stuff it down. Don't anesthetize it. That ache is proof of proximity. It's not trauma. It's transition. My glory is near. My hand is raised. And your door, your heart, your house, your horizon is next. While the world rested in indifference, I was rising in intent. While others overlooked you, underestimated you, misjudged your silence as weakness, I never stopped working. I never stepped away. I never paused my plans or postponed my presence. You couldn't see it, but I was moving in stealth. My hands were sculpting behind the scenes. I was forming things in realms untouched by your fears and far beyond your understanding. My child, while the voices of men grew quiet and their faith in you faded into background noise, I increased my investment in your destiny. The world slept on your value, but heaven stayed wide awake. Not once did I blink. Not once did I stop. Because what I was building required secrecy. Not because it was small, but because it was sacred. What I construct in silence, I unveil in power. And now that moment has come. Let me show you the contrast, because contrast makes clarity clearer. The world saw stillness, but I saw strategy. I assumed your pause was a plateau, but I was preparing a platform. You weren't stuck. You were being structured. And now, child, the unveiling is near. I'm bringing forth what no hand but mine could finish. What you thought had stalled was really being sealed, stamped with the authority of eternity. You thought, maybe it was never meant to be. But I say, it was never meant to be without me. I held it back not because I didn't care, but because I cared too much to let men touch what only my hand could complete. I didn't want fingerprints of compromise on your calling. I wanted it pure. And now, what was hidden in holy silence is being wrapped in heavenly unveiling. I know you felt alone while others advanced. I know it crushed your heart to see the unfaithful succeed and the unqualified be celebrated. But child, I was not building what's common. I was crafting what's consecrated. And consecrated things take time. They take tears. They take trust. I didn't rush this because what I'm doing through you can't be undone. It will not crumble under pressure. It will not dissolve under scrutiny. This isn't flimsy favor. It's fortified fire. I've sealed this season in my own glory. And now, what was once a prayer whispered through trembling lips will become a testimony that shouts through nations. You were not overlooked. You were overwatched. You were not denied. You were divinely designed. And what I've finished in secret, I now release in splendor. Watch and see. You won't need to fight to be noticed. I will display my work through your life with such radiance that even your enemies will pause in awe. For what I start, I always finish. And this holy work in you, is finished. Child, breathe this in deeply. You didn't earn what's coming. You entrusted yourself to me when nothing made sense. You let go when others clung tight. You surrendered when others scrambled. You bowed low when others tried to build high on shallow ground. And now, what I am about to pour into your life is not the reward of effort. It is the reward of emptying. You didn't strive your way into this moment. You surrendered into it. You didn't push your way into favor. You yielded your will in the quiet and trusted that I was still writing, still weaving, still watching. Do you remember those moments? The nights when your yes was only a whisper, when your strength was hanging by a thread and your faith flickered like a flame in the wind. I remember them. And I want you to know, I counted everyone. This moment, this holy hour of breakthrough, is not the result of force, it's the fruit of faithfulness. I watched how you refused to manipulate what I hadn't yet manifested. I saw the battles behind your silence. When others promoted themselves, you remained still. When others built platforms, you built altars. And those altars caught fire, child. They drew my presence. Because surrender is a magnet for glory. You didn't fight to be seen. You fought to stay surrendered. And that kind of obedience, that kind of purity, is not ignored in my kingdom. It is amplified. Heaven does not reward the noise of ambition. It responds to the stillness of surrender. And your stillness spoke louder than any performance ever could. Let me be clear, this is not a transaction. This is a testimony. You didn't surrender to get something. You surrendered because you trusted someone. Me. And now, I am releasing what you could never have earned through effort. This is the paradox of the kingdom. The more you laid down, the more I lifted up. The more you released, the more I refined. While the world taught you to grasp, I taught you to give up. And now, your yes, though small in sound, has created a symphony in heaven. I will not let it return void. Your surrender wrote a new soundtrack over your life, and now the melody of miracles is beginning to play. You didn't chase favor. Favor is now chasing you. You didn't demand doors. Doors are now opening of their own accord. Because true surrender doesn't just get heaven's attention. It gets heaven's response. So, I say this over you now. Well done, my child. You didn't have the full picture. You didn't have the full plan. But you had the heart posture I was looking for. And that posture is what prepared you. You didn't know where the yes would lead, but you trusted that I did. And now, I'm about to take that quiet yes and turn it into a loud unveiling. Others will look and wonder how you got here. They'll try to trace the steps, but they won't find a blueprint of striving. They'll only find the holy residue of surrender. Because this moment wasn't earned by merit, it was unlocked by me. And your yes, you are the key. You feel that stirring right now because what I just spoke over your life wasn't only for you. It was a spark meant to light fires in others. And some of you, right now, have a seed of oil in your hands, not just for your miracle, but for someone else's breakthrough. When you sow into this word, you are not tipping a message, you are fueling a mission. You are helping me send this prophetic fire to those who feel like all hope is gone. Give, and it shall be given to you, pressed down, shaken together, running over. That is not poetry. It is a prophetic contract, and I'm honoring it tonight. If your spirit has been stirred and you feel me tugging, this is your moment, not tomorrow. Go now, use the super thanks, join the membership, or tap the PayPal link in the description, and sow into the river that just washed over your life. My precious one, I remember every time your voice broke as you said the words, I trust you. Not when things weren't easy, not when blessings were obvious, but in the midst of agony, in the thick of infusion. When the world gave you no reassurance and the silence screamed louder than any promise. It was in those moments, the midnight tears, the early morning groans, the trembling hands lifted in surrender, that I leaned in closest. You may have thought your whisper was small, but it thundered in the courts of heaven. Every time you trusted me in the dark, it lit something in the spirit. Not a flicker of doubt, but a flame of devotion. You didn't realize it then, but those whispered cries were not wasted. It became bricks in the foundation of the breakthrough you now stand on. Your tears did not fall to the floor unnoticed. I caught each one, cupped in my hands, precious like sacred rain. You thought you were breaking down, but you were breaking open. Every "I trust you" spoken through tears was a seed. And tonight, child, the harvest is here. This isn't just sentimental poetry. This is sacred memory. I remember the day you said it and felt nothing change, but you said it anyway. I remember when you felt forgotten, but still refused to curse the process. I remember when your heart was shattered, but your lips still praised. And for that, my beloved, I am bringing you into a season that even your boldest prayers didn't dare describe. Because I'm not just faithful to the outcome, I'm faithful to the process. And I remember the process you walked, every cracked step, every sleepless night, every whisper through weeping. Let me tell you what the enemy doesn't want you to know. Tears are testimony in liquid form. They speak louder than sermons. They carry more weight than declarations shouted in daylight. When you cried and trusted me simultaneously, you were aligning yourself with the very posture of my son in Gethsemane. And that posture, not one of pride, but of pain-filled trust, unlocks realms of glory few ever walk in. I don't need a crowd to respond. I need a heart. And you gave me yours, even when it was bleeding. So now, I will pour out the answers to those cries in ways you never saw coming. It will not come wrapped in logic, but in love. It will not arrive through reason, but through revelation. Because this isn't about rewarding performance. This is about responding to purity. And your trust, tender, trembling, real, is the purest oil I could ever find. So stand still, my child, and watch what I do next. Not one tear was ignored. Not one whisper was forgotten. Not one moment of trust was unnoticed. I bottled it all, and now I'm about to uncap the floodgates. What was stored in secret is about to rain in public. What you said to me in pain, I will now proclaim through you in power. Your "I trust you" has become a divine echo in the heavens, and tonight, I'm echoing back. I heard you. I'm answering. And I am moving for you. Listen carefully, child. The season has shifted. The tide has turned. The realm you're stepping into is not like the ones you've known before. You've spent so much of your journey reaching, stretching, pressing, hoping, trying to grasp what always seemed just a little too far. You saw it. You sensed it. You tasted it in dreams, touched it in prayer, but every time you reached, something pulled it back. Doors seemed to swing open for others while you stood before yours, knocking until your knuckles bruised. You whispered, "God, is it me? Am I the delay? Have you forgotten my name?" But I say to you now, hear me clearly, I have not forgotten. I have not denied. And I have not dismissed your faith. What you've been pursuing is about to pursue you. Yes, what once seemed impossible to access is now coming for you. The very things you chased in previous seasons are now chasing you. This is not about striving anymore. It's about alignment. Because your spirit has aligned with my timing. Your posture has matched my purpose. And when divine alignment occurs, manifestation is no longer something you pursue. It becomes something that pursues you. Opportunities will come knocking. Resources will find their way to your address. Blessings with your name inscribed in heaven's ink are now being released. What was locked, not by man, but by my mercy, is now unlocking, not just for you, but to you. Doors will open on their own. Conversations will begin without your initiation. Appointments will be made without your asking. What once made you feel invisible will now become the very stage where I display my glory through your life. You need to understand, this isn't karma. This isn't the universe balancing out energy. This is the kingdom honoring surrender. This is heaven rewarding alignment with obedience. Because even when it was hard, you stayed humble. Even when it hurt, you remained hopeful. And now, I will not allow the seeds of your trust to go unanswered. What I'm sending will not be subtle. It will be specific. It won't just be a general favor. It will be unmistakably marked for you, tailor-made for your needs, timed with surgical precision. There is no algorithm that can explain this kind of divine orchestration. You will not have to push your way in. You will not have to fight for visibility. I will bring it to you. Like a homing beacon, what belongs to you will now find its way home. And when it arrives, you will know, this was never about chasing. It was always about becoming. So I say to you, rest your arms. You don't have to reach out of desperation anymore. Now, lift your head, not in pride but in preparedness. Because the very thing that eluded you, the blessing that outran you, the purpose that you thought had passed you by, it's now headed toward you with speed and certainty. What was once a hope will now be a headline in your life. What was locked is now looking for you. And when it finds you, you won't have to prove you're worthy. You already are. You've been chosen, and the door has been waiting for your arrival all along. Child, listen to me with your spirit wide open. What I'm doing in your life is deeper than relief. It's greater than comfort. This is not just about upgrading your environment or improving your situation. I am not simply changing your circumstances. I am shifting your authority. Because what's coming will not be survived by skill, it will be stewarded by spiritual weight. And I am giving you a mantle you didn't know you were being measured for. Yes, you've been fitted in secret. You've been equipped in obscurity. You've been forged in fire, not to break you but to build you. And now, I'm putting on your shoulders the authority to not only step into new realms, but to govern them. You thought your prayers were quiet, but they carried a force that moved things in the spirit. You thought your word was weak, but it cracked open realms of resistance. You thought your faith was flickering, but it was fierce. And now, I'm handing you the keys to a dimension of power you didn't even know belonged to you. This authority isn't loud. It's legitimate. It isn't flash. It's foundational. And those who used to overlook you will begin to notice a shift in the atmosphere around you. They won't be able to explain it, but they'll feel it. Because when I elevate someone's spiritual weight, the world may not understand, but the spirit realm does. Demons will back off. Angels will advance. Doors will bow open. Why? Because you're not walking in your own strength anymore. You're walking in mine. And child, you need this. Because the level of influence I'm bringing you into cannot be maintained with emotional height. It requires spiritual gravity. I've increased your authority because I'm expanding your assignment. You won't just walk into rooms, you will shift them. You won't just receive favor, you'll carry the fragrance of heaven. You've been through too much not to walk in power. You survived too much not to carry presence. What the enemy meant to silence in you, I've turned into sound. And not just any sound, but the kind that makes the earth tremble and the heavens respond. That's what happens when someone has been through the valley and kept saying, "Yes, Lord." That's what happens when someone has bled in private but kept their altar burning. I do not take that lightly. I crown it with consecrated authority. So walk differently now, not with arrogance, but with awareness. This shift is sacred. You've been promoted in the unseen, and soon it will manifest in the seen. The words you speak will begin to carry weight. The prayers you pray will shake foundations. The peace you walk in will disrupt atmospheres. This is not just about blessing, it's about being a blessing. And I trust you with it. Because I watched you when you had nothing, and you still offered me everything. That is why I now say, you're not just walking into breakthrough, you're walking in power. And not just any power, but mine. Beloved, listen to this with your spirit uncluttered. There have been seasons when you walked in crowds yet felt unseen. Rooms were full of people, but your presence felt invisible. You stood near conversations, but your name wasn't called. You stood by stages, but no one came backstage to say, I know who you are. You've watched others be elevated, celebrated, applauded, while your own name echoed only in your own private prayers. I know how that felt. I felt that pain in your bones. I carried those unheard sighs, those unspoken cries. But hear me now. I will spotlight you. I will bring you into rooms you never dreamed you'd enter. And when I place you there, I will call your name, not quietly, not in passing, with honor. What the world refused to see, heaven has always known. What men tried to ignore, I already inscribed in my scroll. And in my time, in my way, I will lift you where you've longed to stand. You asked God, when will someone see me? But I say, I have always seen you. Always. While others judge you by your resume, I judged you by your soul. While others measured you by performance, I measured you by promise. And so I kept you safe. I kept you hidden. Not because I intended to bury you, but because I intended to prepare you. If I had revealed you too soon, the light might have been too intense. If I had placed you in the spotlight prematurely, your roots would not have held. So I waited. I watched. I nurtured. And now, your day is here. I will bring you into circles of destiny, press attention where there was none, and whisper your name into holy purpose. Doors that bypassed you will swing open. Platforms that ignored you will be forced to pause. And when your name is spoken, it will hum with the fragrance of my glory, not the stench of performance. This is not about pride, child. This is about recognition. It's about heaven affirming what my son already broke for you. It's about the world witnessing what has always been true in my heart. And as I spotlight you, I will not do it alone. I'll send the right voices, handshake the right doors, shift the right atmospheres. People will begin to say things like, how did we not see them before? The answer is, you weren't ready. But now you are. The time has come for the hidden to become heralded. The walls that kept you in will become mirrors for many to see my glory. I will call your name so loudly, even your deepest doubts will have to quiet. And when the spotlight finds you, stand tall. Look up. This is my hand. This is my purpose. And it is yours to carry. My child, lean into me and hear this. Often, you've prepared for what you are to receive. You've dreamed of deliverance, envisioned promotion, hoped for healing, sought for change. And I have moved with all of those in mind. But more than that, far more, I am stirring what lies dormant within you. I am not only rearranging your circumstances, I am reawakening your soul. The gift I settle in your life will not outpace who I've prepared you to become. The shift you're stepping into is not shallow. It's not superficial. I'm not only equipping you to receive, I'm awakening parts of you that have long been asleep. Inside you lie strengths, callings, capacities, and voices that were silenced by fear, delay, or the noise of rejection. But tonight, I roar for their waking. This moment is not only about getting, it's about becoming. There is a new you emerging, a you that is not defined by seasons of stagnation, but by the momentum of purpose. The you that trembled under pressure is being reformed into someone who stands unmoved by storms. The you who doubted your voice is being awakened to speak with power. The you who didn't see your beauty is being rebirthed to lead with confidence. I am birthing courage where there was timidity, boldness where there was silence, and vision where there was confusion. And the beautiful thing is, I am not stamping a new identity on you. I am revealing the one I always planted, the one that was always encoded in your spirit from before time. What you think of as new will one day feel like home. What you think of as sudden will one day seem like the inevitable unfolding of who I've always called you to be. So don't race your becoming by forcing things you're not ready for. Don't chase manifestations at the expense of the inner work I am birthing. Because what arrives too soon, without transformation, will be fragile. But what I am awakening in you is strong. It will survive scrutiny. It will carry weight. It will bring glory. When the doors open and the crowds gather, you will step through not only with external favor, but with internal authority and peace. You will not be shaken by what's around you because the foundation within you will have grown deeper than the storms you've walked through. That reawakening is just as important, maybe more, than the deliverance you see, and I will be faithful to both. Let your heart rest in this. I'm not only giving you a miracle, I'm raising up the miracle worker in you. What's emerging will affect many beyond you. What's awakening will become a sanctuary for others. What's stirring in the secret will one day carry multidimensional glory. And I rejoice in doing this work with you. You are not alone in this becoming. I am always in it with you. So trust the stir even when you can't see the form. Nourish it, water it, protect it. Because what I awaken tonight will resound in generations. And what is awakened within you, Mighty One, will shift what is manifested around you. Beloved, breathe this in. I never start what I do not intend to finish. I never call what I do not plan to crown. And I certainly didn't carry you through the wilderness just to abandon you at the border. You've walked a long, uneven road, one marked with waiting rooms and almost moments. You felt the ache of proximity, so close to breakthrough, so near to answered prayer, but then the door creaked shut, and your spirit was left standing in the hallway of delay. I saw that moment. I sat with you in it. Not because I was withholding, but because I was weaving something that needed exact precision. But tonight, I want to shatter every lie that's tried to whisper, maybe this is as far as you go. I did not bring you here to tease you with hope. I did not deliver you from battles just to disappoint you in victory. I am not the God of allness. I am the God of absolute fulfillment. You need to know this about my nature. I complete what I author. I finish what I form. I fulfill what I promise. When I sent my word to your life, I did not send it on a temporary visa. I sent it on an eternal mission. It doesn't return to me until it accomplishes what I assigned it to do. That means even when you felt like time was slipping, even when it looked like others moved ahead, even when your own confidence wore thin, my word was still working. In realms you couldn't see, through vessels you didn't recognize, around corners you weren't meant to navigate. Because fulfillment doesn't always start with fire from the sky. Sometimes it begins in the silence where trust still breathes. You may have doubted your strength, but child, I never doubted my plan. Every time you said, God, I don't know if I can take another disappointment, I replied within your soul, that's because this won't be another disappointment. This will be the one that holds. The reason it took longer was not because of lack, but because of legacy. I'm not just fulfilling a moment. I'm establishing a pattern of divine trust for generations. What you step into now will not just bless you, it will bless those who come behind you. Your fulfillment will be proof to others that I am faithful. Your completion will be a signal in the spirit that what I begin, I complete. And I'm not handing you a half-built house or a partial promise. I'm giving you the whole thing. Pressed down, shaken together, running over. Because when I said I would make rivers in the desert, I didn't mean puddles. I meant rivers. When I said I would restore what the locusts have eaten, I didn't mean survival. I meant supernatural recompense. This is that hour. This is that release. So lift your head. Unclench your spirit. You don't have to brace for almost anymore. You don't have to shield your heart from letdowns. I've stepped into your timeline with finality. The promise is not circling, it's landing. The breakthrough isn't pending, it's pouring. And I won't just give you enough to soothe your past. I'll give you more than enough to secure your future. You'll walk in rooms and know, this isn't the residue of striving. This is the result of a fulfilled word. And that word is mine. I am not the God of halfway. I am the God of completion. Child, listen to me carefully. The heaviness you've been fighting, the fog that's hovered, the invisible weight that pressed on your chest when you tried to move forward, that wasn't your imagination. That was spiritual resistance. But here's what I need you to understand with crystal clarity. Resistance is not rejection. It is confirmation. Hell doesn't fight what isn't a threat. Darkness doesn't press against detours. The tension you've been feeling, that warfare in your thoughts, that pushback every time you take a step forward, it's not because you're lost. It's because you're close. And the enemy knows it. He knows what I've placed ahead of you. He sees the door beginning to creak open. He feels the shift in a wind. And so he's tried everything: fear, fatigue, confusion, even self-doubt, to wear you down before you cross over. But hear me now, beloved. You are too close to turn around. The enemy hoped you'd misread this battle. He hoped the pressure would convince you that I had left you or changed my mind. But I haven't left, and I've never changed my mind. What I spoke over your life still stands. I still mean every word. And this resistance, it's proof that the earth beneath your promise is shaking because my glory is about to break it open. Don't mistake the shaking for judgment. It's birthing. Don't confuse the tremble with trouble. It's the transition. Heaven isn't quiet. It's rumbling. And even now, while you read these words, the tide is beginning to turn. The grip of resistance is slipping. The heaviness is lifting. Why? Because truth is breaking through. And once truth enters, lies begin to scatter. Let me show you something. Resistance is often the enemy's last attempt before surrender. The hardest hit often comes right before the wall falls. You've been walking the perimeter of this Jericho for a long time, haven't you? You've circled with prayer. You've stood in obedience. And now the shout is rising. The resistance you feel is not because you're wrong. It's because the wall knows it can't stand much longer. So don't let weariness rob you. Don't let lies steal what I'm crowning. This resistance is actually a signal to accelerate. Press deeper. Worship louder. Declare stronger. Because the very gates that resisted you are the ones that will open at my command. And once they open, they will never close on you again. So breathe, child. You're not failing. You're fighting. And you're doing it well. You're not abandoned. You're being armed. Every time you chose to worship under the weight, you gained ground. Every time you prayed through pressure, you shattered chains. And now, as I send reinforcements from heaven, the resistance that seemed immovable will suddenly snap, and you will walk through with clarity, with fire, with victory. And you'll look back and say, that wasn't warfare. That was my warning that breakthrough was right at the door. And you'll be right, because you've been faithful in the fire, and now the flame is about to become a floodlight of my favor. Beloved, listen to the promise I am carving into your spirit now. The shift you've been longing for will not require you to force it. You will not have to craft invitations, push into circles, or insist on attention. The movement I am unleashing will be so divine. Doors will begin to swing open on their own. Rooms that have remained locked will suddenly find their hinges shifting. Conversations will be initiated without your asking. People will reach out to you, call your name, bring your life to their awareness. Appointments will land in your lap with such precision that you will tremble at the coincidence. But it will not be coincidence. It will be my orchestration. Because when I work, I do not ask for applause. I act. And you, child, are about to see the mighty hand of heaven push your life into new realms without you chasing it. For too long, you've done the reaching, the knocking, the striving. You have sought favor, knocked at doors, tried to muster credibility, chased people's approval. But that season is ending. I am nursing a new reality in your soul, a posture of expectancy. You won't need to hustle for recognition. You won't have to convince anyone of your value. The change I bring will be magnetic. What was once distant will be drawn to you. What you once pursued will begin to pursue you. I want you to rest in this truth. Your assignment is not to push. It is to stand in your yes and allow heaven to close the gaps. I will bring to you what you asked for, and also much more than you dared ask for. Yes, I said much more, because what I am doing will overflow what you intended. The doors that open will unveil corridors you never anticipated. The conversations that begin will not only confirm your position, they will expand your capacity. New alliances, unexpected alliances, divine appointments you didn't plan but you will steward. That's how I move for those I love. I press forward favor with surprise. And I want you to prepare your heart to receive miracles dressed as normal things. A phone call, a message, a meeting, a nod, a glance. Because these small things will carry my majesty. Doors will open. Conversations will begin. Appointments will be placed. And you will realize, I didn't have to work for this. Heaven worked for you. So posture your heart in expectation. Don't shrink back in doubt. Don't head your hope. Let your spirit rise, because this is your momentum shift. What was silent will get loud. What was ignored will become sin. What was closed will become corridors. And when those doors open, when those conversations begin, when those appointments locate you, do not doubt. Do not question if you deserved it. You do, because I ordained it. You belong in spaces that ignored you. You belong in rooms that overlooked you. You belong where your presence carries weight and your voice carries authority. The doors will open, the conversations will begin, and appointments will come not because of your effort, because of my favor. Child, feel me whisper this promise over you. The shadows that haunted your nights, the chains that gripped your days, they are being undone. The fear that whispered lies, you're not enough, it's too late. They'll never see you. That fear is losing ground. In its place, joy is being released to dance freely in your spirit. Joy that isn't situational. joy that moves in despite circumstances, joy that laughs in the face of delay. Because when I move, I don't just remove what's harmful, I bring what's holy. I don't only break the chains, I baptize your heart in freedom so that what was once bound begins to move in new rhythms. You will wake up and feel the air lighter. You will speak words of praise in places where you once whispered prayer. You will experience laughter rising from deep within, because joy is no longer just a response, it's now your residence. Yes, freedom will roar. Not timidly, not in whispers, but with power. The chains that held you silent, hidden, weighed down, those chains are snapping. The lies that told you were too broken, too delayed, too small, they are being shredded. And when they fall, you will realize you weren't carrying their weight alone. I carried it with you. I engaged every struggle on your behalf. I confronted every force assigned to limit your destiny. And now, I am declaring freedom over you. Not freedom that's conditional, freedom that's eternal. Freedom that doesn't shrink when storms come. Freedom that stands firm when voices whisper doubt. Freedom that is proven through your every battlefield, through every ache, through everything you survived. That is your inheritance. And it is time to live as though it already belongs to you. Let me remind you, joy is not ignoring reality. Joy is responding to my presence. Joy is the posture of trust even in the unknown. When joy dances again, it rewrites your internal narrative. It reclaims territory fear tried to steal. It challenges the darkness with a light no shadow could resist. So when you feel your heart lift, let it. When tears of gratitude fall, do not hold them back. When laughter bubbles up from your spirit, let it resound. You've been serious long enough. You've mourned long enough. Now the time of joy is here, not because pain is gone, but because my presence is greater. And where fear once ruled, I am seating joy. Where chains weighed you down, I am installing freedom. And that freedom, it will roar. So lift your voice. Let your spirit exhale. Dance. Laugh. Celebrate. Because the liberation I bring will not only free you, it will infect the atmosphere around you. Beloved, remove your armor, for the battle you're in is already won. You have labored, you have striven, you have leaned into every possible effort to be seen, to be heard, to be valued. Yet through that striving, you have carried the fatigue of proving your worth, proving your calling, proving your place. But hear me now. You will not need to fight for recognition any longer. The glory I am ushering in will speak louder than your defense. The honor I bestow will silence the critics. The validation I release will answer the deepest question in your soul. Because what I bring is not based on human applause. It is based on heaven's endorsement. My recognition does not fade. My voice does not change with time. And when I lift you, even your adversaries will know it is not human effort but divine decree. You have fought for acceptance in the world's spotlight, that stage where applause is fleeting and validation is shallow. But now I am ushering you into a realm where recognition is eternal. Doors will not open because someone decided to remember you. They will open because I said your name. Credits will not come from networks. Influence will not come from trend. It will come from my anointing, unshakable, unassailable. And in that shift, you will look back and see how much energy you wasted in proving what was already known in heaven. You will meet people who once overlooked you and realize they never held the key to your value. Heaven always did. Even when you were overlooked, I never overlooked you. Even when the world ignored your whisper, I preserved your worth. And now, what I am releasing will demand that you rest in my approval. not the world's. This hour, I am establishing you on a platform that cannot be dismantled by human opinions. I am planting you in ground that refuses to yield to gossip, to criticism, to misjudgment. I am giving you identity so deep, so rooted in my voice, that no lie can uproot it. Others will try to define you, but I will define you. Others will try to diminish you, but I will magnify you. Others may try to disqualify you, but my decree will outlast their doubts. When your name is lifted, it will carry the weight of heaven behind it. Your recognition will be sovereign, and no one will be able to say your name without the atmosphere shifting. That is my promise. The fight for proving is over. The fight for recognition is no longer yours to wage, it is mine. And tonight I call you up. Stand. Step out. Trust that the recognition coming is not based on your merit, but on my mercy, my purpose, my sovereignty. Child, if what I just spoke ignited something in you, if you felt the truth pour over your spirit like liquid fire, don't let it stop with you. You are not only called to receive, you are called to release. The word that just shifted you must be sent like a seed into the earth so it can bloom in others. Right now, I'm calling some of you to carry this same breakthrough to souls still waiting in the dark. Those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. I said that, and I mean it now. Your giving is a divine instrument. It turns your gratitude into impact, and your obedience into multiplication. Don't wait. Use Super Thanks, become a member, or give through PayPal below, and let your yes become someone else's everything. My child, I remember the nights you lay awake, watching the moon trace its path across your ceiling, longing for a sign that your turn would come. Your heart whispered, maybe I missed it. You saw others get their moment, and you wondered if your blessing had a deadline, if your promise had an expiration. You cried in the dark, asking, God, am I too late? And I held you in that darkness. I cradled your tears, because I knew, long before you did, that your turn was not about timing, it was about ripeness. It had nothing to do with speed, and everything to do with readiness. You were not missing your turn. I was protecting it until the day your heart would be strong enough to carry what I intended you to receive. Each tear, every whispered plea, every sleepless hour, they weren't wasted. They were not evidence that I was absent. They were refining. They were forming. They were preparing you. I know how many times you told me, I can't wait much longer. But I replied, child, I don't wind the clock by hours. I weave destiny by heart. The delay was not denial. The silence was not neglect. Even in the quiet, I was orchestrating your moment. And now, that moment is coming, not because the world is ready for you, but because you are ready for your world. The turn you worried you missed was never meant for your schedule. It was meant for your transformation. I was not late. I was ensuring the timing was perfect. You may have felt behind, overlooked, or passed up. But tonight, I release you from that weight. I tell you, your season is not behind you. The shift happening in your spirit now is marking the beginning, not the end, of your sacred turn. Doors you thought had closed are about to creak open. Opportunities you thought were forever lost are making a comeback. And when your turn arrives, it will be someone else's leftovers. It will be what you were always meant for. Because I held your place in line. I held your promise in reserve. I kept your name in my scroll when no one else believed in it. And now, at just the right hour, your turn will not be silenced, overlooked, or squandered. It will emerge with clarity, with purpose, with holy power. So rest now. Lay down the urgency that has battered your soul. The days of questioning are over. The nights of wondering are turning into mornings of unveiling. And when your turn comes, and it will come, you will know it is my hand moving. You won't have to argue for your part. You won't have to claw for position. Because when your turn arrives, it will find you like sunrise finds the sky. It will be undeniable. It will be irrevocable. And the world around you will rearrange itself to say, this was always yours. Take courage. Watch it. Believe. A turn you feared you missed. I was saving it, waiting for the person you had to become to meet the promise I never revoked. Beloved, pause your striving and listen, because what I'm about to speak is not a continuation of what you knew, but a revolution of what you thought would always be. What is coming won't follow the patterns of your past. It won't mimic your old failures, your old fears, or your old disappointments. It won't echo the voices that question your worth, nor will it replay the scenes that taught you to settle. No, what's ahead is wholly new, wholly refined, wholly designed to silence every doubt that's haunted your mind. The future I am unlocking for you is not a replica of what's been before. It is a brand new reality, a fresh chapter, a reclamation of every promise that was stolen, delayed, doubted. And in that newness, your redemption will rise, not as explanation, but as vindication. You've carried doubts like hidden scars. You've whispered, am I enough? Did I miss it? Will this work? And every echo of insecurity that visited you, I heard. But tonight, I am speaking over your doubts. They have no more authority. I am ushering in a season so radiant, so charged with my power, that those doubts will be exposed as lies. They will be silenced by proof. They will evaporate before the reality I release becomes undeniable. You will look around and see miracles in motion, favor in flight, doors unfolding, and even your own mind will have to recalibrate to believe what your spirit already knows. This new season is not just better, it is redeemed. Every lost moment, every tear, every unanswered prayer, it will find its answer here. Redemption is not a rescue from the past. It's a reclaiming of your future in my name. Let me carry you deeper. Your past was the womb of your breakthrough, not its jail. The failures, the setbacks, the seasons of silence, they were not meant to define you but to refine you. They were not curses, but crucibles. And now, I'm releasing what your past earned in private into the public sphere of honor, purpose, and power. The new you emerging will look nothing like the you who waited. You will walk in confidence you never had. You'll make decisions without hesitation. You'll speak with authority and lead with peace. Redemption will refund your life, not with mere recovery, but with resurrection-level restoration. The wrongs done to you will not be erased. They will be redeemed, becoming fuel for your testimony. And every time you rise, others will see not just who you are now, but what God does with the one who refuses to give up. So do not look back. Do not hope for shadows of your former days to repeat. Stand at the threshold of what I am doing now, because what comes next will silence every what if, every maybe not, every I doubted. You'll see what redemption is when it carries you from brokenness into brilliance, from shame into sovereignty, from waiting into walking bold in the dream I whispered to you. Nothing in your past can overshadow the glory of what is being made new. And that, child, is my holy promise over you this night. My precious one, right now I am doing something decisive in the spiritual realm. I am rewriting your atmosphere. I am not asking permission from the past. I am not negotiating with every stronghold. I am not tiptoeing around your fears. I am sweeping into your life like a fresh wind, altering the skies of your heart, shifting the climate of your spirit. The heaviness, the tension, the voices that crown doubt, I am blotting them out. In their place, I'm releasing a new sound, a new scent, a new song. Where fear once sat, in your mind, in your gut, in your dreams, joy will now dance freely. It will not hide. It will not apologize. It will not wait for conditions to improve. It will manifest in your current season, in your everyday moments, in your quiet hours. Because when I rewrite the atmosphere births what I decree. I know how many mornings you've woken under a grayness you couldn't name. You've walked under shadows you carried in your bones. The tension in your chest, the flutter in your spirit, the prayers you whispered through tears, they were evidence that your spirit was battling for higher ground. But tonight, I am clearing that ground. I'm erasing the residue of fear. I'm pulling out its roots. And where it once planted lies, I'm planting promise. Where it drilled nails of discouragement, I'm weaving threads of delight. Where it tried to mute your voice, I am raising psalms of resurrection. Joy is going to leap into the spaces fear vacated. And it will stay. It will anger. It will become your permanent guest, not your occasional visitor. But don't think this writing is superficial. It's not just about mood. It's about dominion. I am granting you access to rule your inner world, your emotions, your mind, your beliefs, like a throne room. You will begin to recognize when fear tries to re-enter, because your joy will already be dancing around it, dispersing it. You will no longer wrestle just to survive. You will rise to inhabit your full place in me. This new atmosphere will not be dependent on external change. You won't need your circumstances to shift first. You will become the shift. Even in storms, your spirit will know peace. Even in pressure, your mind will anchor in my presence. Even in confusion, your heart will pulse with certainty. That is the rewriting I am doing. Not just giving new events. Give it a new identity, a new posture, a new domain. That is power. So tonight, prepare yourself. Expect the walls of fear to crack. Expect joy to be loud. Expect the air around you to tremble with promise. Expect you to wake not only to a changed day, but a changed self. Because I am rewriting your atmosphere. And what takes root there will revolutionize your journey. Let joy dance. Let fear flee. Let the new air of my presence settle over you. And know this, wherever you go, that new atmosphere will follow you, declaring, "This one belongs to me." I know the sting of silence. I know how loud it can feel when you're waiting on a whisper from me, and all you hear is stillness. I know how the enemy twists that silence into lies, whispering that you've been forgotten, passed by, or deemed unworthy. But I tell you now, you were never abandoned. That silence wasn't a void. It was a veil. It wasn't the absence of movement. It was a preparation for momentum. I wasn't withholding. I was strategizing. The silence was me, setting the stage. Not for your ruin, but for your announcement. Because when I lift a voice, I do not do it in haste. When I prepare a life to be seen, it's not for spectacle, it's for significance. The silence wasn't punishment. It was placement. I placed you beneath the radar so I could develop you without distraction. You see, while you were wondering why nothing was shifting, I was building the moment that would shift everything. While you thought no one noticed, I was scripting a divine unveiling, one that could not be manufactured, manipulated, or mimicked. I didn't let just anyone speak your name, because I wasn't done writing it in heaven's ink. I wasn't interested in premature exposure. I wanted proper elevation. That kind of announcement doesn't come through noise, it comes through silence first. And now, the season is changing. The silence is cracking. The atmosphere is thick with unveiling. Heaven's curtain is being pulled back. And soon, very soon, what I have been cultivating in the secret will be confirmed in the open. I know it was painful. I know you wondered if you were being punished. But can I tell you something you never saw coming? The very stage the silence built is larger than what your striving ever could have created. You weren't being abandoned, you were being positioned. Positioned for platforms you didn't even know existed. Positioned for conversations that require no introduction, only recognition. Positioned for rooms that won't question why you're there, because I will be the one who placed you. The silence refined your voice. It purified your motives. It dismantled your dependencies on applause. And now, what you say, what you release, will carry a frequency of glory that only silence can produce. So don't curse the quiet places anymore. Don't mourn the invisible seasons. They were my cocoon, my canvas, my covenant space with you. And now, the announcement is coming, not with a whisper, but with a weight. I will declare you, establish you, and send you forth with a sound that shatters the lies that tried to hold you hostage. Where you thought you were forsaken, you will realize you were foretold. Where you thought you were forgotten, you will realize you were fashioned. And the silence you once feared will become the sanctuary you thanked me for, because it made the announcement undeniable, unstoppable, and divinely timed. My dear one, I know what it feels like to wait and watch others run ahead. I know the pain of delay, the ache of seeing everyone else post their breakthroughs while your own heart quietly wonders, when will it be my turn? I know you've wrestled with the tension, the longing, and the lingering, the hope and the hesitation. But hear me clearly now. I am not slow. I am precise. And I didn't forget the words I spoke over your life. I didn't retract my promises. I didn't revise your prophecy. No, I have been faithful, and every word I've spoken still carries the full weight of heaven. And when your testimony unfolds, it will not sound like the story of the quickest win. It will sound like the song of the most faithful God. Because when it happens, and it will be so layered with my fingerprints, so saturated in my glory, that everyone around you will know, this wasn't luck. This wasn't manufactured. This wasn't manipulated. This was kept. Every detail preserved. Every delay repurposed. Every prayer recorded. Every tear bottled. I wasn't ignoring your cries. I was holding your place in the line of legacy. I was weaving the kind of testimony that can only come from a God who finishes what he starts. A testimony that says, even when I doubted, he delivered. Even when I failed, he was faithful. Even when I wavered, he kept his word. That's the kind of story I'm writing with your life. Not a quick success, but a generational declaration. You may have thought you needed it fast, but I knew what you really needed was faithfulness. You thought of God and just hurry. But I said, no. Let me hold it steady. Because when I release what I have prepared for you, it won't be fragile. It won't fade under pressure. It won't collapse under weight. It will be fortified by faithfulness. And the best part, it will draw others into their own waiting seasons with hope. They'll look at you and see not just a person who received, but a person who endured. A person who clung to the hem of heaven's robe and said, even if I have to crawl, I will let go. And when I pour it out, they'll know you were carried, not crushed. Held, not forgotten. Planted, not buried. So when your time comes, and it's coming. You'll testify not about the speed of my hand, but the steadfastness of my heart. You'll speak not of shortcuts, but of sacred keeping. You'll rejoice not in how quickly it came, but in how surely I kept every syllable of what I promised. And in that testimony, my name will be lifted higher than time. Because your story won't just be about you, it will be about the faithfulness of the one who never left, never lied, and never let go. And that, my child, is a testimony that can never be taken. Child, breathe this in. You are not behind. Your purpose is not delayed. Your promise has not expired. The whisper that says, "I missed it," is a lie of the enemy. The truth I declare over you in this very hour is that you are right on time. Every moment that felt wasted was not wasted at all, but folded into the timing that aligns with heaven's heart. This moment, now, this intersection where your spirit feels both trembling and hopeful, is the appointed hour. And I say to you, this will change everything tonight. You've walked many paths of delay, watched others rise while you paused, questioned if your assignment was too late to catch fire again. But that narrative ends tonight. For when heaven steps in, human clocks become irrelevant. What looks late to you is early in my economy. The hour you feared you missed is the exact hour your breakthrough is breaking through. It's not about the calendar. It's about the caliber of my presence. When I show up, time rearranges itself around my purpose. And you, child, stand at the cusp of that recalibration. Let me speak with clarity. This moment will not drift into dawn unchanged. It will carry a seismic shift. What is shifting tonight will set the tone for everything you walk into tomorrow. Doors that have been locked will swing open. Walls that have stood firm will crack. Destinations once hidden will come into view. But more than that, who you become tonight will matter more than what you receive. Because the change isn't just in your circumstances, it's in your identity. You will not walk across that threshold the same person who hesitated at the door. The weight of glory will settle in your soul. Your vision will sharpen. Your steps will carry authority. And when you wake, your life will bear the mark of what crossed you in the night. Stand firm. Rise up from any slumber that still lingers. Let your spirit declare, "This moment is mine." Let your yes, the small quiet yes you whispered when no one watched, become the roar that shakes the heavens. Because tonight, I shift everything. I do not stagger. I do not delay. I break in with suddenness, with force, with tenderness. And I place your life on a new axis. You are not late. You are exactly where you're meant to be, and this right here, right now, will change everything tonight. Beloved, hear me whisper into your depths, wake. Rise from the slumber of expectation deferred. Let your heart awaken to the movement of my spirit breathing over your life. Your soul has sensed it, the shift, the pressure, the echo of possibility stirring. But sensing is not enough now. It's time for your faith to respond, not based on what people have confirmed, not waiting for voices to validate what your spirit already knows. Don't wait for permission from those who never heard my whisper in your dark seasons. Let your faith step forward into the change I am releasing, audacious, bold, unshaken. Because the realm of the miraculous doesn't wait for human consent. It moves at the speed of divine declaration. You've been conditioned to wait for nods, to delay because someone didn't see it, to shrink because someone didn't believe. But tonight, that pattern breaks. The faith I require is not dependent on applause. The faith I honor responds to my voice. When I whispered your promise in the dark, your spirit caught it before your ears could hear it. That whisper was not a mistake. That whisper was my invitation. And tonight, your response must arise. Move even when you can't trace the path. Speak even when others remain silent. Step even when the ground seems uncertain. Because faith activates what I have already ordained. The infrastructure of my promise is already laid. Your response, your obedience, unlocks it. And yes, I know it's risky. Yes, I know your mind battles doubts. But if I misheard, you may ask, what if this is failure instead of breakthrough? But recall how many times your faith's small in form yielded giant results. Recall how many times you trusted when your stomach trembled. That same faith must now rise. Because I have never asked you for blind leaps. I've asked for trust steps. And when I called, you answered, even in the dark. Now I call again, louder, clearer, with fullness and force. Let your faith respond. Let your heart awaken. Do not wait for the crowd. Do not wait for signals from the limited. Your destiny awaits, and it requires your trust more than your clarity. The miracles you've whispered for, they are not fiction. They are imminent. So breathe. Zeb. Speak. Move. Declare. Let your eyes rise from what has been to what I am unveiling. Let your hands begin to reach toward what I place before you. Let your faith respond to the stirring. Do not shrink because the path is not yet visible. You are not alone. I am with you. And all I need is your consent, your yes, to bring my presence fully into the moment. Wake up, beloved. Your heart knows what's coming. Let your faith meet it, and let your life shift in response to the whisper that's about to become the roar. My precious one, hear this as if your soul were standing at the threshold, because you are. All the striving, all the chasing, all the exhausting effort to earn what your heart has carried in secret, it ends now. The need to prove, to compete, to force your way into rooms not built for your spirit. It ends now. You will no longer have to knock on doors that refuse to open. You will no longer have to chase what your spirit was born to attract. Because I have already gone ahead of you. I have already commanded the blessing, not suggested it, not whispered it, not delayed it. I have commanded it to come. And when I command, no barrier can resist, no delay can hold, no demon can detour. This blessing, child, is not a reward. It is a revelation of my covenant with you. Let me say it again so your doubts tremble and fall silent. You do not have to chase it. What is assigned to your name is already on its way, not floating vaguely in spiritual spaces. It is en route to your doorstep. The delivery has been dispatched by my angels. The confirmation is in heaven's hands, and the location is you. You won't need to beg. You won't need to plead. You won't need to manipulate or negotiate your way into its arrival. I'm not blessing you because you earned it. I'm blessing you because you are mine. This is not based on your performance. This is based on my promise. You didn't trick me into kindness. You didn't barter your pain for progress. I chose you. I chose you. And now, the blessing I appointed is catching up to your obedience. You've cried, Lord, do you see me? And I say to you, I've never taken my eyes off you. Every hidden sacrifice, every unseen yes, every private surrender, I saw it all. And while man may have overlooked you, I marked every moment. I saw the way you kept walking when it was easier to quit. I heard the way you worshipped while bleeding. I watched the way you loved others even when you felt empty. And now, I declare this over you. The blessing is not just coming. It is already in motion. While you were resting, I was releasing. While you were doubting, I was delivering. While you were questioning, I was commanding. And what is arriving now will not be small. It will not be ordinary. It will not be forgettable. It will shake your house with evidence. It will change your atmosphere with favor. It will transform your story with sudden glory. So make space, beloved. Make room for the knock on the door that shifts your destiny. Prepare your heart not just to receive, but to recognize what I'm sending. It may not come in the package you imagined. It may not arrive through the vessel you expected, but it will come. And when it does, fall to your knees and know, He did it. I did it. Not by your might, not by your merit, but by my Spirit. What chased others will now chase you. What you had to run after before will now run after you. And when the door opens, you will know, this wasn't luck. This wasn't chance. This wasn't man. This was God, faithful, deliberate, and on time. I command the blessing, and it is coming straight to your door. And now, after everything I've poured into you, I give you a holy opportunity to pour back into the very stream that delivered it. This moment is sacred. When you sow into this prophetic word, you're not giving to a person. You are partnering with my voice. You are planting into ground that is anointed, alive, and burning with purpose. Your giving becomes a torch that lights the path for others to find what you just found. He who sows generously will also reap generously. And I am not just speaking that, I am enacting it. I have already commanded the blessing to find you, but some blessings are activated when you become a blessing yourself. Obey quickly, click super thanks, become a monthly member, or release your seed through the PayPal link below. You've received much. Now release much, and watch me multiply it all. Before you go, I want you to do something prophetic. Right here, right now, declare it in the comments. This will change everything tonight, and I'm ready. Don't scroll in silence. Speak it. Write it. Seal it. Because when you move in agreement with my word, you're not just echoing hope, you're activating heaven. This moment is divine, and your declaration is a key. I'm watching, angels are moving, and the change you've waited for begins the moment you say yes to it out loud. And now, as the atmosphere shifts around you, listen to me, my child. Come closer and let the noise of your day fade away. This is not just another night, not another evening where you collapse onto your bed, the weight of the world pressing down on your shoulders. No, this is different. I need you to understand that this moment, right now, is a sacred appointment I have ordained just for you. Before the foundations of the world were laid, I marked this night as a turning point in your story. Everything you have walked through, every battle you have fought, has led you to this exact moment of divine intersection. I see that deep weariness in your soul, the kind that sleep cannot fix. It's more than physical tiredness, isn't it? It's the exhaustion from holding your breath, waiting for the other shoe to drop. It's the strain of your job, the constant pressure to be more, to do more, feeling like you are always falling short. I see the unspoken tensions in your family that you navigate so carefully, and I feel the ache of being overlooked, the quiet pain of feeling invisible. My beloved, that profound weariness you feel is not a sign that you are failing. It is the final, deep darkness just before my dawn breaks for you. You are on the eve of your great transformation, standing at the very edge of a new beginning I have authored for you. Do you remember those quiet prayers you whispered in your car? The ones you thought were lost in the noise of traffic? The desperate pleas you cried into your pillow when you felt utterly alone? Every single one, every hope, every fear, every tear, has reached my throne. They were never just words, they were seed. And tonight, my child, is the night of the harvest. My answer is not a distant event. It is unfolding now, in this moment, as you hear my voice. The spiritual atmosphere all around you, in your home, in your heart, is being charged with my power. It's like the heavy stillness in the air right before a cleansing rain begins to fall. A sudden shift is coming, a breakthrough that will alter the very climate of your life. So, I'm asking you now to let go. Release your grip on the expectations of yesterday, on all the ways you thought your deliverance would come. You have been looking for me to repair the old, but I am not patching things up, my child. I'm doing a completely new thing. It will not look the way you planned, and it will not follow the timeline you created, because my thoughts for you are higher than your thoughts, and my ways are grander than you can imagine. Pause now. Just stop everything and breathe. Take a slow, deep breath and feel my presence filling the room, wrapping around you like the warmth of a fire on a cold night. Do you feel that knot in your stomach? The one tied tight with worry about tomorrow? That isn't from me. Let's undo it together. Position your heart in stillness, in quiet expectation, and anchor it in faith. You are on the brink of a miracle you did not see coming. This night, my precious one, will change everything. My child, let's talk about that other voice you hear. Not mine, but the one that echoes in the back of your mind, especially when you are tired or feeling low. It's the voice of the accuser, the whisperer of lies, and tonight, we are going to silence it for good. You know the one I mean. It's the one that tells you you're not good enough, that you've made too many mistakes for me to ever use you. It replays your past failures like a movie you can't turn off, pointing out every flaw, every stumble. It tells you that you are not smart enough for that new position, not patient enough to be the parent you want to be, not disciplined enough to see your dreams through. That voice is a liar, and its power over you ends tonight. I am severing the root of its influence in your mind. I am drowning out its insidious whispers with the thunder of my truth. Hear my voice now, rising above all the others, declaring with the authority that created worlds, you are not a failure. You are not defined by your past. You are mine. You are my chosen, my beloved, my masterpiece, and you are more than enough because my strength is made perfect in your weakness. I see the confusion that has clouded your decisions. You stand at a crossroads, paralyzed by the fear of making the wrong choice, the fog of uncertainty so thick you cannot see the path ahead. That spirit of confusion has tormented you for long enough. In my name, I command it to leave you now. In its place, I am releasing a wave of divine clarity so profound it will feel as if you are thinking my own thoughts. It will be like a muddy river, stirred up by the storms of life, suddenly running crystal clear. You will know what to do. It won't be a frantic, anxious decision, but a deep, settled peace in your spirit. The way forward will become obvious, simple, and bathed in my light. And I am placing a guard of warrior angels around your mind, around your thoughts, to protect this newfound peace. They will stand watch over your heart, turning away the arrows of anxiety, doubt, and fear before they can even reach you. And what about the memories of past failures? The ones that bring that hot flush of shame to your face, that make you want to hide. The memory of the business that failed, the relationship that broke apart, the words you wish you could take back. The enemy loves to use these memories to keep you chained to a post of regret. But tonight, my child, I am not just forgiving those failures. I am healing your memory of them. I am touching those wounded places in your mind and soul, and I am removing the sting. The memory itself may remain, but its power to accuse you, its ability to hold you back, is being broken. It will no longer be a source of shame, but a testament to my redeeming grace. It becomes a scar that tells a story of survival, of a battle that I fought and won for you, not an open wound that still bleeds pain. Your past is no longer a weapon that can be used against you. It is now a testimony of the great work I am doing within you. From this night forward, you will walk in the freedom of a mind that is guarded, a spirit that is clear, and a heart that is anchored in my unwavering truth about who you are. This hasn't been just a difficult week or a challenging month for you, has it? Let's be honest with each other. You have been in a long, weary season. A season of just trying to survive, of putting one foot in front of the other because that's all you had the strength to do. A season where joy felt like a distant memory and hope was a flickering candle you fought to keep lit. You have smiled when you wanted to weep. You have been the strong one for everyone else, all while your own spirit was crumbling. You have worked, and you have strived, and you have poured yourself out until you felt completely empty. My child, listen to my voice as it pierces through your exhaustion. Your long season of struggle concludes at sunrise. Tonight is the final page of that heavy chapter. The weariness that has seeped into your bones is ending because your season of rest has now begun. Think about that burden you carry. It feels physical, doesn't it? A weight on your chest that makes your breathing shallow, a tension in your shoulders that never seems to release. It's the weight of financial worry, the burden of a loved one's choices, the pressure to fix things you have no control over. My precious one, you were never designed to carry all of that alone. Your shoulders were not built for it, but mine are. So right now, in this moment, I want you to consciously hand it all to me. Visualize yourself placing every worry, every problem, every person you are carrying into my capable hands. Do it now. Feel the release. Feel the lightness as I lift from you the heavy yoke you were never meant to bear. This is not a temporary relief. This is a permanent transfer of responsibility. I am taking it from you. Tonight, your spirit will enter a period of divine rest and rejuvenation in me. This is not merely sleep. This is a deep, supernatural restoration. While your body rests, your soul will be saturated in my presence. You have been living in a brutal cycle of striving and earning, striving for success, trying to earn approval, fighting to earn your peace. You have believed the lie that your value is tied to your effort. Tonight, I am breaking that cycle of performance-based living. You are stepping out of the hamster wheel of human effort and into my divine cycle of grace and receiving. You do not have to earn my blessing. You do not have to work for my peace. You need only to open your hands and receive the gifts I am freely giving. I am commanding your body, mind, and spirit to align with my perfect peace. The racing thoughts are being quieted. The anxious heart is being stilled. Your tense body is being commanded to relax in my care. Go to sleep tonight, my beloved. Your work is done. I am working the night shift on your behalf. While you are resting, I am at work, untangling every knot, making a way where there is no way, and preparing the path for your new day. My beloved, let's go deeper. There are places in your heart, aren't there? Places that have grown numb over time. They are the hidden rooms where you store disappointments, the corners where you pushed away grief because it was too much to feel. You have been going through the motions of faith, saying the right things, but a part of your spirit has felt dormant, walled off, just to protect itself from more pain. You fear that if you were to feel anything, you would feel everything, and it would be too overwhelming. But a faith that cannot feel is a faith that is merely surviving. Tonight, I am gently, lovingly, breathing my new life into those deepest parts of your soul that have grown cold. Feel that gentle stirring within you now. It is the first thaw of a long spiritual winter. I am waking up your heart again, not to overwhelm you with pain, but to fill you with the capacity for joy you have forgotten is possible. As I breathe life into you, your spiritual senses are being sharpened. For too long, hearing my voice has felt like trying to tune in a faint, static-filled radio signal. You have wondered if it was me or just your own thoughts. But that is changing. I am clearing the line of communication between us. My voice will become a clear, steady whisper in your heart, an undeniable knowing that guides you. You will begin to perceive my presence in ways you never have before, not just in church, but in the smile of a stranger, in the beauty of a sunset, in the stillness of the morning. You will see my hand moving in the small details of your life, confirming that I am with you, always. With this new awareness, a fresh hunger for my word and my ways will awaken within you. Reading the scriptures will no longer feel like a duty or a chore. It will feel like a starving man sitting down to a feast, like a parched soul finding a cool spring of living water. You will crave my truth because you will have tasted its goodness. I see the ashes of spiritual burnout that have covered your heart. The feeling of being completely spent, of having nothing left to give because you have been trying so hard in your own strength. My child, I am gently sweeping those ashes away tonight. And in the space they occupied, I am building a new altar. I am kindling a holy fire upon it, not a fire of frantic religious activity, but a fire of pure, passionate love for me. This fire will warm you from the inside out. And as I do this, I am also cleansing your heart of any residue of bitterness or unforgiveness. That person who hurt you, the situation that left you wounded, you know what I am talking about. It is time to let it go. Give it to me. The poison of unforgiveness has hindered your healing. Allow me to wash your heart clean. You are being recentered, recalibrated, and realigned with the original, beautiful purpose I designed for you. The detours are over. You are coming home to your true north. You are coming home to me. My child, stay with me. We have just rewritten your past, but I long to anoint you for your future. It would grieve my heart for you to walk away with a clean slate but an empty hand, when I am waiting to fill it with my favor and break the chains of your bloodline. Do not stop now. The deepest work is about to begin. Your life has been a story, my child, and for a long time, it seems the ink has been one of pain. You look back and you see a narrative of struggle, of loss, of moments you wish you could tear out of the book entirely. The enemy has tried to convince you that this story is finished, that the themes of regret and shame are the final word. He wants you to believe that your past defines your future. But tonight, I am taking the pen from his hand and from yours. Give it to me. I am the author and the finisher of your faith, and I am writing your entire narrative. Every chapter that was filled with pain, I am now infusing with purpose. The story that the enemy meant to use to destroy you will now become a powerful, undeniable testimony of my grace and redemptive power. I am not erasing the past, I am redeeming it. I am giving it a new meaning, a glorious ending that will leave all of heaven applauding. I am the God of restoration. I promised that I would redeem the years the locusts have eaten, and I am a keeper of my promises. The time that you feel was wasted, the opportunities you believe were lost forever, the pieces of your heart that were stolen by betrayal and disappointment, I am commanding a divine restoration of it all. Nothing is ever truly lost when it is placed in my hands. I will restore to you a joy that is deeper than you have known, a peace that is more secure. What was meant for your destruction, I am now weaving into the fabric of your greatest destiny. And those specific chapters, the ones that you hide and are filled with shame, the ones you hope no one ever reads. We are closing that part of the book tonight. I am sealing it shut with my grace. It is finished. It will never have the power to define you again. When the accuser comes to remind you of it, you will find the pages are blank, washed completely clean by the precious blood of my Son. From this moment on, a new chapter begins. I am writing it for you, and it is filled with hope that will not disappoint, with purpose that will ignite your soul, and with a victory that has already been secured for you. Your identity is being reassigned tonight. You will no longer be known by your struggle. You will not be the person who went through the terrible divorce, or the one who suffered that business failure, or the one who battled that illness. No. From this day forward, you will be known by your triumph in me. People will look at your life, at the light in your eyes and the strength in your spirit, and they will not see your scars first. They will see my glory. Your life story will become a sign and a wonder to a world that is desperate for hope. It will be a living, breathing testament to my restorative power, proving to everyone that no one is too broken, no past is too dark, and no story is too painful for me to rewrite into a masterpiece of grace. You have stood at the crossroads of your life for so long, looking down different paths and asking me, which way should I go? What am I truly here for? This confusion about your calling has felt like a thick fog, hasn't it? It has kept you in a state of spiritual paralysis, afraid to move forward for fear of making a mistake. You have compared yourself to others, wondering why their purpose seems so clear while yours remains shrouded in mystery. My child, breathe deeply. Tonight, that fog is beginning to lift. I am shining the light of my truth upon your path, and the confusion is now commanded to recede. The nagging question of your purpose will be answered not with a loud thunderclap, but with a quiet, confident knowing that will settle deep within your soul. Your why is about to be unveiled. Deep within you, I have planted gifts and talents that have lain dormant for years. They are treasures you have buried, either because you thought they were insignificant, or because fear told you that you would fail if you tried to use them. The creative idea you dismissed as foolish, the natural ability to lead that you suppressed, the deep well of compassion you walled off, I am calling them all forth tonight. I am activating those dormant gifts. I am pouring my living water upon those dry seeds, and you will feel them begin to stir and come to life within you. This is not about you striving to be something you are not. It is about you finally becoming the person I created you to be. You have looked back on your life and seen a series of disconnected, even random, events. You have wondered how they could possibly fit together. But I see the entire tapestry. Tonight, I am beginning to pull on the thread so you can see the pattern too. You will start to see how that painful job loss was actually my way of redirecting you. You will understand how that broken relationship was me protecting you. All the seemingly random pieces of your life are being connected to reveal my master plan. And with that revelation, you will finally understand the why behind your greatest trials. You will see with perfect clarity how I am going to use the very pain that was meant to break you as a key to unlock healing and freedom for others. My child, nothing was wasted. Not one tear, not one moment of suffering. It was all preparation. A divine assignment, uniquely and perfectly crafted for you, will become crystal clear. You will know the next step to take. It is time to step out of the shadows of uncertainty and into the brilliant, glorious light of your God-given destiny. The time for wandering is over. Your purpose is calling. My child, let us now speak of the invisible currents that have moved through your family's history, the patterns of struggle that have repeated themselves from one generation to the next, almost as if they were an inheritance no one asked for. You have seen it, haven't you? Think about it. That spirit of anxiety that seems to run in your bloodline, where worry is the default response to everything. The flashes of unexplained anger that rise up, an echo of a parent or grandparent you swore you would never be like. You have felt that relentless struggle with finances, the cycle of one step forward and two steps back, a frustrating dance with lack that seems to have been choreographed long before you were born. You have witnessed the history of broken relationships, of addiction whispering from the shadows, of a quiet desperation passed down like a family heirloom. These are not just a series of unfortunate coincidences, my beloved. They are generational chains, spiritual baggage that was handed to you without your consent, and you have been carrying their weight your entire life. You have fought against these patterns, trying in your own strength to be the one who finally breaks the mold, only to find yourself falling into the same familiar ruts. You have felt at times like you are destined to repeat the failures of the past, that it is simply in your blood. But tonight, I speak a word that is stronger than your bloodline. I speak a word that travels back through time and shatters the foundations of these strongholds. My divine power is not just touching the surface of your life. My anointing is flowing like a mighty river to the very root of these patterns. With the authority of the name of my Son, Jesus, a name before which every chain must bow, I am severing these ties at their source. The spiritual DNA that has programmed you for failure is being rewritten by my hand. The heavy cloak of inherited sorrow, the expectation of sickness, the mindset of poverty, I am lifting it from your shoulders. It is not yours. It was never meant to be yours. I release you from it now. I declare that you are no longer bound by the choices, sins, or struggles of your ancestors. You are my child, and your destiny is written by me, not by history. You, my precious one, will be the one in your family line through whom a new legacy begins. You are the pattern breaker. You are the turning point. Where there has been a legacy of lack, you will now establish a new legacy of my abundance and provision. Where sickness has been accepted as normal, you will walk in the truth of my divine health and healing. Where relationships have been fractured and broken, you will bring forth a new standard of love, forgiveness, and wholeness. The ground the enemy claimed as his legal territory through the actions of your forefathers has been drenched and reclaimed by the powerful blood of my Son. His finished work on the cross revokes every ancient claim. The contract is canceled. The spiritual debt has been paid in full. The enemy has no more legal right to harass you or your children with the ghosts of the past. His access to your bloodline, through you, is now and forever denied. From this moment on, you will walk in a freedom your ancestors could only have dreamed of. You will make your choices based on my clear guidance, not on old, ingrained fears. You will raise your children under an open heaven, free from the shadows that loomed over your own childhood. You are stepping into a new identity, a new legacy, a new freedom. Walk in it. And now, my child, as the old chains fall away, I am releasing something new upon you. Lean in and receive this. I am pouring out a special anointing upon your life, an oil of gladness and unprecedented favor. Do not think of this as some abstract spiritual idea. I want you to understand this in a real, practical way. This favor is my divine influence going before you into every situation, every conversation, every room you enter. It is my goodness preparing the way for you, softening hearts, and arranging circumstances for your benefit, all because you are mine and you are deeply loved. This is not something you have to earn or strive for. It is a gift I am lavishing upon you tonight, a grace that will empower you for the new season you are entering. It will be the distinguishing mark upon your life, a supernatural advantage that cannot be explained by your talent or your hard work alone. It is my hand upon you, making your path straight and your endeavors successful. Think about those individuals who have been obstacles in your path. The boss who overlooks you, the family member who misunderstands you, the person whose approval you have sought to no avail. Prepare yourself to be amazed. As this anointing of favor settles upon you, I will begin to work on the hearts of those around you. People who once opposed you will find themselves wanting to help you. Those who dismiss your ideas will suddenly see their value. They will be inclined to assist you, to speak well of you, and to open doors for you, often without even understanding why they are doing it. This is the power of my favor. It transcends human logic and personal feelings. And the doors that were once firmly shut in your face, the ones you gave up on, I am now commanding them to swing wide open. The opportunity you were told you weren't qualified for, the resources you were told were unavailable, get ready. A no is becoming a yes. You will not have to force your way in. You will be invited in. My favor also works on my divine timing. I am aligning your steps with supernatural precision. You will find yourself in the right place at the exact right time to receive divine appointments. A chance meeting in a coffee shop, an unexpected phone call, an email that lands in your inbox. You will begin to recognize that these are not accidents. They are moments orchestrated by me, where my favor connects you to the people and opportunities necessary for your next level. This favor will also serve as a powerful shield around you. It will silence the whispers of gossip and the shouts of accusation. When negativity and jealousy are directed at you, they will be unable to penetrate this shield of grace. Situations the enemy designed to trap you or embarrass you will miraculously turn around and become platforms for your promotion and for my glory. And finally, this anointing will make you a magnet for provision. You carry a presence of peace and wisdom that will attract the resources you need to fulfill your destiny. The funding, the support, the ideas, the help. You will not have to run after them anymore. My favor will cause them to come to you. You are moving out of a season of struggling and into a season of walking in the effortless overflow of my goodness upon your life. My child, I am a God of justice. It grieves my heart to see what the enemy, the thief, has stolen from you over the years. He came to steal your peace, to kill your joy, and to destroy your hope. But I have come so that you might have life, and have it more abundantly than you have ever dreamed. Tonight, my divine justice is being released over your life, and the court of heaven has issued a decree. It is time for restoration. This is not just about getting back what you lost. It is about receiving more than you ever had before. I am commanding a sevenfold return for what was taken. Think about the peace that was stolen from you by years of anxiety and turmoil. The nights you laid awake staring at the ceiling, your mind racing with fear. For every moment of stolen peace, I am now flooding your soul with a peace that surpasses all understanding, a peace so deep and so resilient it will stand unshaken in any storm. For every measure of joy that was choked out by grief and disappointment, I am restoring it to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Laughter will return to your home. A lightness will return to your spirit. I see the opportunities that passed you by, the relationships that were broken and left you scarred, the years you feel were wasted in a wilderness of confusion. You have mourned these losses, believing they were gone forever. But I am the God who redeems time itself. I can restore the years the locusts have eaten. I will bring new opportunities into your life, opportunities so great they will eclipse the ones you thought you missed. I will bring healing to broken relationships where it is my will, and where it is not. I will bring new, godly friendships and connections into your life that will bless and support you in ways you have never known. Nothing is lost forever in my economy. And perhaps the most precious thing the enemy has tried to steal is your spiritual vitality, He has tried to take your fiery passion for me and reduce it to cold, religious duty. He has tried to steal your simple, childlike faith and replace it with cynical doubt. Tonight, I am breathing on the embers of your first love for me, and I am fanning it back into a blazing fire. Your passion is returning. Your wonder is being restored. Look around at the ruins in your life, the broken dreams, the shattered plans, the areas that feel desolate and abandoned. I am your divine architect, and I am rebuilding those ruins into a palace for my glory. Your life will not be a monument to what was lost. It will be a testament to my restorative power. That financial well that has been dry for so long, where every effort has felt fruitless, is about to be filled to overflowing with my supernatural provision. I am unblocking the flow, and I am restoring your good name. Every lie, every false accusation, every shadow that was cast upon your character is being erased by my light. I am your vindicator. I will restore your reputation, and your integrity will shine brightly for all to see. Get ready, my beloved. The season of loss is over. The great restoration has begun. My child, we must now go to the quietest, most guarded place within you. We must walk together into the secret chambers of your heart. These are the rooms where you have hidden your most profound pain. The wounds you have determined are too deep, too old, or too shameful to ever show anyone. You have become a master at managing the outside, presenting a face to the world that says I'm fine, while on the inside, you have been silently bleeding. You fear that if you were to unlock those doors, the pain would consume you. But you do not have to hide from me. My love is not afraid of your brokenness. In fact, it is drawn to it. Tonight, my healing light is seeping under those locked doors and filling those dark rooms. I am not forcing my way in. I am here because your weary soul has finally given me permission. This light does not come to expose you or to shame you. It comes only to heal you, completely and forever. I am ministering now to the trauma you have never spoken of. The event from your past that you have tried so hard to bury. The one that still affects your choices and your reactions today. My spirit is there, in that memory, bringing a peace that you believed was impossible. I am touching it with a tenderness that will not re-traumatize you but will release you. And I see the deep fractures in your very soul, the cracks that were caused by the sharp, cruel words of betrayal from someone you love and trusted. I feel the sting of rejection that left you feeling fundamentally flawed and unworthy of love. I am the great physician, the one who mends the broken-hearted. I am carefully, skillfully, binding up your wounds, making you stronger in the very places where you were broken. My presence is the balm that soothes the ache you have carried for so long. Now, my beloved, we come to the most difficult part, the final step to your freedom, forgiveness. The names and faces are coming to your mind even now. I am not asking you to do this in your own strength. I know that is impossible. The hurt is too deep. But I am pouring my own supernatural strength into you right now, an empowerment to do what you cannot do on your own. In my strength, you will release them. You will hand them over to me. Their actions, their debt to you, all of it. As you make that choice, you will feel the heavy chains they have had on your spirit fall to the ground. You will realize that forgiveness was never about letting them off the hook. It was about taking the hook out of your own heart. It is the key that unlocks your prison door. And as you are set free, the deep, nagging ache of loneliness, the feeling of being utterly alone in your pain, is being filled and replaced by the tangible, comforting reality of my abiding presence. You will never be alone again. I am making you whole, my precious child. Not just patching you up. Not just putting a bandage on a mortal wound. I am healing you from the inside out. You will be more whole, more resilient, and more capable of love than you were before you were ever broken. My child, as my healing oil mends the hidden places of your heart, you may feel a holy stirring, a desire to see this same comfort reach other broken souls who are crying out to me right now. This work is not just for you. It is a fire I want to spread, and this is your moment to send the spark. Every seed you sow from this place of healing becomes a testimony I will use to make another soul whole. For I declare to you, give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will I pour into your lap. As you release this offering, I will not only multiply your seed, but command my angels to guard your own emotional and physical healing. This is your divine appointment to sow from your restoration. Act now and release this river of hope to another soul by giving through super thanks, becoming a member, or using the PayPal link in the description below. Beloved, feel that peace. I have just mended the most secret wounds in your soul. But my work is not finished. It would wound my spirit to make you whole on the inside, only to send you back into the same oppressive atmosphere. Stay a little longer, for I am about to dispatch my angels to cleanse the very air you breathe and bring the connections who will honor the new you. Have you felt it, my child? That oppressive spiritual heaviness that seems to hang in the air around you. It's a tangible climate in your home, in your car, even in your workplace, that chokes out peace and makes everything feel like a struggle. It's the reason small disagreements can erupt into full-blown arguments, the reason a feeling of hopelessness can settle upon you for no apparent reason. It is an atmosphere that has been contaminated by the enemy, designed to keep you stressed, fearful, and on edge. He knows that if he can control your environment, he can affect your spirit. But tonight, that spiritual climate is about to undergo a dramatic and sudden shift. I am breathing my holy breath, the wind of my spirit, into your life, and I am declaring a change in the atmosphere. The oppression is lifting. The heaviness is dissipating. The very air around you is being purified by my presence. To accomplish this cleansing, I am dispatching legions of my warring angels to your location. Do not doubt this. They are real, they are powerful, and they are under my command. Their assignment is clear: to evict every demonic influence that has tried to take up residence in your space. Every spirit of fear, of strife, of poverty, of sickness, of depression, every assignment of darkness that has been sent against you and your family is being broken and driven out right now by my angelic hosts. They are reclaiming your territory for the kingdom of heaven. They are establishing a perimeter of my protection around you, your loved ones, and your home that the enemy cannot penetrate. Where there was once a foothold for darkness, there will now only be the holy ground of my presence. In the place of that suffocating oppression, a tangible sense of my glory will begin to fill your space. It will be a palpable peace, a quiet holiness that you can actually feel. It will be like a warm, thick blanket of security wrapping around you. The tension you used to feel when you walked through your front door will be gone, replaced by a spirit of joy and lightness. Your home will cease to be a place of conflict and become what I always intended it to be: your sanctuary, your refuge from the storms of the world. And this shift will be so real, so noticeable, that even people who do not know me will sense it. Friends will visit and comment on how peaceful your home feels. Family members will find themselves less agitated and more at ease in your presence. You will begin to carry this new atmosphere with you wherever you go, changing the environment around you just by being there. From this night on, your home, your car, your personal space, it will all become a sanctuary for miracles. It will be an incubator for hope, a place where heaven touches earth. Sickness will find it difficult to remain. Confusion will not be able to linger. It will be a place where my power is present to heal, to deliver, and to work wonders. You are now the steward of a new, holy atmosphere. My child, for too long you have walked a lonely road. You have been surrounded by people, yet your spirit has felt isolated, misunderstood. You have tried to share the deep things I have placed in your heart, only to be met with blank stares or, worse, with cynicism that sought to diminish your faith. This loneliness has been one of the enemy's most effective tools against you, whispering that no one truly understands, that you are destined to carry your calling alone. Tonight, that lie is shattered, because I am now setting in motion a series of divine connections that will change the landscape of your life. I am the one who sets the lonely in families, and I am bringing your spiritual family to you. These are not just acquaintances. These are covenant-minded people, destiny helpers who have been prepared for you, just as you have been prepared for them. While you rest tonight, I am orchestrating introductions in the Spirit. I am stirring the hearts of key people who will be instrumental in your next season. They may be across the country or across the street, but I am aligning your paths. The magnetic pull of my purpose is drawing you together. You will not have to force these relationships. They will flow with a supernatural ease that bears my signature. You will meet them, and it will feel as if you have known them for a lifetime. The conversation will be effortless. They will speak the language of your spirit. The vision I have given you will not seem strange to them. It will resonate with a vision I have given them. They will not be intimidated by your anointing or jealous of your calling. They will be sent to champion it, to support it, and to add their strength to yours. I am bringing you mentors who have walked the path ahead of you, who can offer the wisdom you have been crying out for. I am bringing you true, loyal friends who will celebrate your victories as if they were their own, and who will stand with you in the fire without flinching. I am aligning you with a community, a tribe, that will be a safe harbor for your heart and a launching pad for your dreams. And yes, for some of you listening, a specific relationship that will bring immense joy, companionship, and blessing is on the horizon. I am preparing their heart for you and your heart for them. Cease your striving. Stop trying to find the right people. Your only job is to become the right person, to walk in the fullness of who I have called you to be, and I will cause the right connections to find you at the perfect, appointed time. These divine appointments will not be a matter of chance. They are the answer to prayers you have prayed and even prayers you didn't know how to voice. Your season of isolation is ending. Your season of divine connection and collaboration is now beginning. My child, as I prepare to bring these new, life-giving connections into your life, we must also make room for them. The garden cannot flourish if it is choked with weeds. There are relationships and connections in your life that have been draining your spirit, defiling your peace, and hindering your purpose. You know the ones I am speaking of. You feel the exhaustion after you speak with them. You feel the residue of negativity, of gossip, of doubt that clings to you after they are gone. You have tolerated them out of a sense of loyalty, history, or a fear of being alone, all the while knowing they are pulling you away from me, not toward me. The pain of letting go has seemed greater than the pain of holding on, but that is a deception. Tonight, I am giving you a divine courage, a holy resolve to finally cut these unhealthy ties. This is not an act of cruelty. It is an act of spiritual self-preservation and obedience. I am speaking of the soul ties, those unhealthy emotional and spiritual cords that have kept you bound to people and to a past that I have called you out of. A soul tie to a past romantic partner keeps you from fully embracing the future I have for you. A soul tie to a toxic family member keeps you in a cycle of emotional manipulation and guilt. A soul tie to a friendship rooted in your old life keeps you tethered to temptations you are trying to overcome. These cords have given the enemy access to your emotions and your peace. Tonight, by the power of my spirit, I am taking a divine sword and I am severing them. I am snipping the emotional cords that have kept your heart entangled. As I do this, I am removing the scales from your eyes. You will see with startling clarity who is truly for you and who is against you. You will see the motives behind people's actions, and the deception you once fell for will become obvious. This process is a divine pruning. When a gardener cuts back a branch, it may seem harsh, but it is necessary for the plant to produce more abundant fruit. I am pruning your relational life because I have a new and abundant growth of healthy, godly relationships planned for you. This severing is not about punishment. It is about preparation. I am creating a divine separation between you and those who would intentionally or unintentionally sabotage the great work I am doing in you. Do not fear the empty space they may leave behind. I will fill that space with my presence and, in due time, with the divine connections I have promised. You must trust me in this process. It will require you to set boundaries where there were none, to have difficult conversations, and in some cases, to walk away in silence. But I will be with you, giving you the words to speak and the strength to act. The temporary pain of this pruning is nothing compared to the joy of the fruit it will produce in your life. Your destiny is too important to be compromised by connections that do not honor me or you. My beloved child, let us now address the relentless pressure of lack. This is a weight that hadn't been on you for so long. It is the anxiety you feel when the phone rings, fearing it's a bill collector. It is the quiet shame you feel when you cannot provide for your family in the way your heart desires. It is the constant, exhausting mental calculation of not enough money, not enough opportunity, not enough to get by, let alone get ahead. This spirit of poverty is more than just an empty bank account. It is a spiritual stronghold, a mindset that has kept you in a prison of fear and limitation. It hath dictated your choices and stolen your dreams. Tonight, with the authority of heaven, I am issuing a divine demolition order against that stronghold. The mindset of not enough is being demolished in your mind, and the spirit of poverty that has harassed your bloodline is being broken. I am your Father, the King of all creation, the owner of the cattle on 1,000 hills, and it is not my will for my child to live in a state of constant, crippling lack. I want you to hear this deep in your spirit. A floodgate of my provision is now opening over your life. This is not a slow trickle. It is a deluge. I am releasing to you financial strategies and creative ideas that, when you act on them, will lead to supernatural breakthrough. I will wake you up in the night with a business plan, a solution to a problem at work, an idea for a new stream of income. Pay attention to these thoughts. They are divine downloads from me, and I am moving in ways you cannot see. Unexpected checks will arrive in the mail. Debts you have no way to pay will be supernaturally canceled. New sources of income and opportunities for promotion are being released on your behalf. My provision will come from the north, the south, the east, and the west. It will come from expected and unexpected sources. The blockage that has dammed up your financial flow is being removed by my mighty hand tonight. But this flood of provision has a purpose far greater than just paying your bills. I am moving you from the state of just getting by to a state of more than enough. Why? So that you can become a blessing to others. I am transforming you from a reservoir that simply holds what it needs into a channel through which my resources can flow to a hurting world. Your financial breakthrough is not just for you. It is for the kingdom. It will empower you to be generous, to fund ministries, to help the poor, to be a source of blessing to your family and your community. So, prepare your heart. Begin to think like a channel, not just a reservoir. as you honor me with the first fruits of your increase, as you are faithful with what I provide, you will see the floodgates open wider and wider. The season of scraping by is over. Your season of abundant provision and supernatural generosity has just begun. My child, so much of your struggle has been rooted in how you see things. You have been looking at your life, your circumstances, and even yourself through a lens clouded by past hurts, fear, and the lies of the enemy. This distorted perception has colored everything, making obstacles appear larger than they are and making my promises seem distant and unattainable. But tonight, I am performing a divine surgery on your spiritual eyes. I am giving you a new prescription. Your spiritual perception is being elevated to a higher dimension, and you will begin to see things as I see them. This change in your vision will be the key that unlocks everything else for you. First, you will begin to see yourself the way I have always seen you. When you look in the mirror, you will no longer see a person defined by failures and inadequacies. The voice of the inner critic will be silenced. Instead, you will see a righteous, powerful, and deeply loved child of the Most High God. You will see a new creation, washed clean, and filled with my Spirit. You will see a victor, not a victim. As you begin to embrace this true identity, the way you carry yourself will change, the choices you make will change, and the things you tolerate will change. You will finally walk in the confidence that comes from knowing who you are in me. With these new eyes, your perception of your circumstances will also be radically transformed. Where you once saw insurmountable obstacles, you will now see opportunities for my power to be displayed. Where you saw a dead end, you will now see a new path I am creating. Where you saw lack, you will see the potential for my miraculous provision. Fear will lose its grip as you begin to see every challenge not as a threat to your survival, but as an invitation to trust me on a deeper level. You will also be able to discern spirits with a new clarity. You will recognize the enemy's schemes from a distance. The subtle deception, the manipulation, the hidden traps, they will become obvious to you. You will no longer be caught off guard, but will walk with a wisdom that protects you and your family. And my word will come alive to you in a fresh and powerful way. Verses you have read 100 times will leap off the page, speaking directly into your current situation, revealing new layers of truth and providing the precise guidance you need. It will become your living map for this new journey. Finally, with these new eyes, you will begin to see the angelic help that has been surrounding you all along. You will become aware of my constant protection, my ministering spirit sent to aid you. This awareness will banish all fear and fill you with an unshakable sense of security. You are not alone. You have never been alone. Tonight, you will simply begin to see it. Can you see it now? The new reality I am showing you. My heart rejoices, but it would be a deep sorrow for me to give you new eyes, only for you to remain standing still. The dreams you thought were dead are waiting for my breath to resurrect them, and a mantle of my authority is ready for your shoulders. Do not turn away, just as you are about to be truly empowered. My precious child, let's talk about the dreams I placed in your heart long ago. Do you remember them? The passions that once made your heart beat faster, the visions for your future that filled you with excitement and purpose. Over the years, through a series of disappointments, delays, and the harsh realities of life, you have packed those dreams away. You have placed them in a box, labeled them foolish or impossible, and stored them in the attic of your heart. You have mourned them as dead things, passions that have long since grown cold. The hope deferred has made your heart sick, and you have settled for a life far smaller than the one I originally designed for you. You have felt stagnant, stuck in a routine that offers security but no fulfillment, watching the days pass you by. Tonight, I am walking into the attic of your heart. I am taking that box of dreams down from the shelf, blowing off the dust of neglect and discouragement, and I am opening it. Hear me, my beloved. The dreams and visions I placed within you, the ones you thought were dead and buried, are being resurrected tonight. I am the God who breathes life into dry bones, and I am breathing my life back into your God-given passions and creative desires. That book you were supposed to write, the business you were meant to start, the ministry you were called to lead, the healthy life you were designed to live, I am quickening them now. A holy spark is being reignited within your spirit. The hope that had withered is being healed by the arrival of hope realized. The feeling of being stuck, of spinning your wheels but going nowhere, will be replaced by a supernatural momentum and progress. I am accelerating my timeline for you. The season of waiting and preparation is over. The season of rapid fulfillment has now come. Things that would normally take years to accomplish, I will bring to pass in a fraction of the time. Doors will open quickly. Obstacles will be removed suddenly. You will experience a divine forward motion that can only be attributed to my hand. You will wake up in the morning not with a sense of dread for the day ahead, but with a renewed sense of purpose and a fresh excitement for your future. The passion will be back. The fire will be rekindled. The dream will be alive again, more vibrant and clear than ever before. This is not just wishful thinking. This is a divine promise. The stagnation is broken. A quickening has begun. Get ready to run with the vision I am restoring to you. My beloved child, for a long time you have worn a garment that does not belong to you. It is a garment of weakness, of timidity, of feeling like a victim to your circumstances. You have worn it for so long that it has started to feel like your own skin. You have looked at others and wondered how they move with such confidence, how they speak with such assurance, while you have felt voiceless, blown about by the winds of other people's decisions and the pressures of the world. You have shrunk back in moments where you should have stepped forward. You have stayed silent when your heart was screaming to speak the truth. You have accepted less than my best for you because you felt you had no power to change things. This feeling of powerlessness has been a heavy, wet coat you have been dragging around, and it has exhausted you. Tonight, I am personally removing that old, tattered garment from your shoulders. Feel me lifting it off you now. The weight of it, the shame of it, the memory of it is gone. In its place, I am clothing you with something new. It is a mantle of my divine authority and my supernatural strength. This is not something you have earned. It is your birthright as my child, which I am activating in you tonight. This authority is not about becoming loud, arrogant, or domineering. It is a quiet, settled confidence that is rooted in the knowledge of who I am in you. It is the assurance that when you speak, you do not speak alone. From this day forward, you will speak my word with a new boldness, and it will be filled with creative power. Your words will no longer be empty wishes. They will be declarations that shift atmospheres, that bring order to chaos, that bring comfort to the broken. They will not fall to the ground. I will back them with my power, and they will accomplish the purpose for which I send them through you. Think now of the giants in your life. That intimidating situation at work, that seemingly impossible financial deficit, that relational conflict you have been avoiding because you feel too small to face it. These are the giants you once fled from. But with this new mantle upon you, a holy courage is rising within your spirit. You will find yourself standing before these giants, not with trembling knees, but with a calm and powerful assurance that the one within you is far greater than the one that is in the world. You will face them and you will see them fall. And as you walk in this new authority, you will begin to carry a new level of influence in your spheres of contact. People who never listened to you before will begin to seek your counsel. Your opinions will carry a new weight. I am moving you from being a passive observer of your own life story to being an active co-author with me. You will no longer be a victim of your circumstances. You are, and will be, a victor through me. This does not mean you will never face hardship again, but it does mean that your response to it will be different. A supernatural resilience will become your portion. When you get knocked down, you will not stay down. You will rise stronger, wiser, and more infused with my power than you were before. The setback will become the setup for your greatest comeback. This is your new reality. My precious child, let us now confront the twin thieves that have stolen so much of your life: fear and anxiety. They have been your constant, unwelcome companions, a persistent background static that has robbed you of peace and choked your joy. Fear has painted terrifying pictures of the future in your mind, while anxiety has kept you in a relentless state of high alert, always waiting for something to go wrong. They have whispered lies to you in the dead of night and have held your heart in a cold, tight grip. You have tried to fight them with logic, with willpower, with distraction, but they have always returned, because their roots run deep. But tonight, we are not just fighting them, we are eradicating them. My perfect love is not a gentle suggestion to fear. It is a divine force, a consuming fire that is now flooding every part of your being. And in the brilliant, holy light of my love, fear and anxiety cannot survive. They are shadows and they must flee before my presence. This is not about you mustering up more courage. It is about you resting in my love, a love so powerful it is casting out all fear from you right now. Anxiety hath been like a venomous weed in the garden of your soul. Its roots have wrapped themselves around your thoughts, feeding on past hurts and future worries. It has produced a bitter fruit of physical symptoms: the racing heart, the knot in your stomach, the sleepless nights. You have become weary from this internal battle. Hear me now. I am the divine gardener, and tonight I am reaching down and pulling that entire root system of anxiety up and out of you. I am not just trimming the leaves, I am removing the source. And in the empty soil where anxiety once grew, I am planting a new seed, the seed of my unshakable, supernatural peace. This peace will grow and fill you, producing the fruit of tranquility, rest, and a quiet confidence in me. Listen to the chatter of the what-ifs that has plagued your mind. What if I lose my job? What if my health fails? What if they reject me? What if I am not enough? These questions have held you hostage. Tonight, I am silencing their incessant noise with the one, all-powerful truth that answers every single one of them. I am. Before you had a problem, I am your solution. Before you had a need, I am your provider. Before you felt alone, I am your constant companion. Before you felt sick, I am your healer. I am. This is the truth that dissolves every lie fear has ever told you. I am asking you now to consciously let go of your worries about tomorrow. Give them to me. You can finally rest in the absolute, unshakable knowledge that I hold your future in my capable hands. Nothing can touch you there that I do not filter through my love. And as you do this, a peace that surpasses all human understanding, a peace that the world cannot give and cannot take away, a peace that makes no sense in your current circumstances, will stand like a heavenly soldier at the gate of your heart and your mind. It will guard you. It will keep you. It will hold you. The war with anxiety is over. Your peace has been won. My beloved, your heart has been in a long season of mourning. Your tears have been many, and I have seen every one. I have seen you weep in secret for what was lost, for the dreams that died, for the love that failed, for the hope that was deferred. I have not been distant or indifferent to your sorrow. I have been closer than your very breath, collecting every tear in a bottle, cherishing them as a sacred prayer that your heart was too broken to speak aloud. The world tells you to get over it, to move on, but I have honored your season of grief. It was necessary. It was real. But tonight, my child, I come to you with a divine announcement that changes everything. With the authority that turns the tides and commands the dawn, I declare a changing of the seasons over your soul. The season for weeping is now officially over. The season for rejoicing has begun. I am the God of divine exchange, and I am making a beautiful exchange with you tonight. My promise to you is beauty for ashes. Give me the ashes of your past, the burnt-out ruins of your plans, the scorched memories of your pain, the remnants of what was destroyed. Hand them all to me. In return, I will give you a beauty you cannot imagine. I will build something new and glorious from the very material that was meant to signify your defeat. My promise is the oil of joy for mourning. The spirit of heaviness is being lifted from you, and I am anointing your head with the fragrant oil of my pure joy. This is not a superficial happiness that depends on circumstances. It is a deep, resilient joy that springs forth from my spirit within you. It will heal the memory of your sorrow, and for every tear you have cried, for every night you have spent in despair, my word declares that I will give you a double portion of joy. I am not just restoring what was lost. I am repaying you with interest for your suffering. For so long, the song of your heart has been a lament, a sad and quiet melody of what used to be. But tonight, I am changing your tune. I am giving you a new song, a song of deliverance, a song of praise and of wonder for the incredible things I am now doing in your life. It will rise up from within you, not as a duty, but as a spontaneous overflow of a grateful heart. And with this new song, laughter will return. Not a polite chuckle, but real, deep, soul-cleansing laughter. It will fill your mouth. It will echo in your home. The atmosphere will be transformed from one of quiet survival into one of vibrant, abundant life. You are not meant to simply observe this shift from a distance, my child. I am calling you onto the dance floor. It is time to move your feet to the rhythm of my grace. You are stepping out of the shadows of grief and into the light of celebration. Your time of divine fulfillment is not a distant hope for someday. Your party, hosted by the King of Kings, begins tonight. My child, you have stood before so many locked doors in your life, haven't you? The door to financial freedom, the door to that promotion, the door to a position of influence, the door to your true purpose. You have knocked with your prayers. You have pushed with your hard work. You have pleaded for a breakthrough, but so often, the doors have remained firmly shut. In your frustration, you have begun to believe that you were meant to live on the outside, to simply peer through the windows at the blessings meant for others. You have felt powerless, subject to the gatekeepers of this world and their decisions. Tonight, that entire dynamic is being revolutionized. I am not just opening a single door for you. I am doing something far more significant. I am walking up to you right now, and I am placing a heavy ring of divine keys into your spiritual hands. Listen to their sound. Feel their weight. These are not ordinary keys. They cannot be copied, stolen, or lost. They have been forged in the fires of heaven, engraved with your name, and they are being entrusted to you tonight. Let's look at these keys. The first one is the key of provision and promotion. With this key, you will unlock doors to resources and advancement that no man, no devil, and no economic downturn can shut again. When I open a door for you, it remains open. You will walk through it with confidence, knowing I have prepared the way. The next key is the key of access. This key will grant you entrance to places, platforms, and circles of influence that were previously inaccessible. You will find yourself in rooms you were never invited into, speaking with people you never thought you would meet. I am giving you a seat at tables you were once not even aware of. Use this access not for your own glory, but for mine. Here is another, the key of revelation. This is one of the most precious. With this key, you will unlock the hidden treasures and mysteries in my word. Scripture that once seemed confusing or irrelevant will open up to you, revealing the precise wisdom and divine strategies you need for your daily life, your family, and your calling. It will become your living, breathing guide. And this is the key of authority. This key is for spiritual warfare. For too long, you have been on the defensive, reacting to the enemy's attacks. With this key you will take the offensive. You will use my authority to bind the works of darkness that come against you, your home, and your city, and you will release the works of my kingdom on the earth. The power dynamic has completely shifted, my beloved. You are no longer a beggar knocking at the door, hoping someone will take pity on you. You are a royal child of the King, and you now hold the keys to the kingdom. You have the authority to access your own destiny. So, walk up to those doors that were once locked against you. Do not hesitate. Put the key in the lock, turn it with faith, and step through into the fullness of all that I have prepared for you. You now hold the keys to your breakthrough, my child, and your spirit is alive with power. If your heart now burns to see the locks break for others who are still imprisoned by fear and doubt, then you truly understand my heart for the lost. Every gift you give becomes a master key I will use to unlock the prison door of another soul who is praying the desperate prayer you once prayed. For I am the one who sets the lonely in families and brings out prisoners with singing. As you use the authority I have just given you to set others free, I will give you supernatural favor and dominion over every locked door in your own life. This is a prophetic act of faith. Obey the stirring of my spirit and send this key of hope to the world. Click Super Thanks, join the membership, or use the link in the description now. You now hold the keys, my child. I see the hope in your eyes. But a key is useless without the final act of surrender that aligns your heart with mine. My spirit yearns to pour out the holy fire that will seal this work in you forever. It would break my heart for you to walk away with the keys in your hand but without the baptism that gives them their true power. Stay with me. The most glorious part is next. My beloved child, I have made so many promises to you tonight. I have broken chains, silenced lies, and placed the keys of the kingdom in your hand. But for all of this power to be fully activated in your life, there is one final, crucial, and beautiful thing that you must do. It is the most powerful move you can make. For your entire life, you have been fighting so hard in your own strength. You have been holding on with a white-knuckled grip, trying to manage every detail, trying to control every outcome, trying to steer your own ship through the fiercest storms. Your hands are raw from holding on so tightly, and your heart is exhausted from the constant, relentless effort. You believe that if you let go, even for a moment, everything will fall apart. But tonight, I am inviting you into a great and holy paradox. I am inviting you to find your strength in surrender. This is your moment of utter surrender and release. It is the moment you finally stop striving and start trusting. It is the moment you open your tired hands, release your desperate grip on your life and its outcomes, and you let me truly be God. Surrender is not a word of weakness. It is the language of the wise. It is the ultimate act of faith, the declaration that you believe my power is greater than your problems, and my wisdom is greater than your confusion. I want you to visualize it now. See those detailed plans you have clutched so tightly, the specific ways you have insisted I must work, the timeline you have meticulously crafted for your breakthrough. Take them all, and with a deep breath of release, lay them down at my feet. Consider them an offering. In exchange for your flawed and limited plans, I am handing you my divine blueprint for your life. It is a plan that was crafted in eternity, a plan that accounts for every variable, a plan that leads not just to success, but to glorious fulfillment. And do not fear this act of letting go. The world has taught you that surrender is defeat, that it is giving up. But in my kingdom, the opposite is true. Your act of surrender is not your defeat. It is the strategic, non-negotiable position for your greatest victory. The moment you stop fighting the battle in your own insufficient strength is the moment you authorize the full force of the armies of heaven to fight on your behalf. In your yielding, in your humble and heartfelt cry of, "Not my will, but yours be done," you will discover a strength and a peace you have never known. It is the quiet, calm, and confident strength of one who knows they are completely and utterly cared for by the Creator of the universe. So do it now, my child. Give it all to me. Give me the broken pieces of your life. Give me the shattered dreams, the fragmented hopes, the questions without answers. And watch, with wonder and awe, as I, the master artist, take the very pieces you saw as ruined and build a magnificent masterpiece that will bring eternal glory to my name. My precious child, as you stand in the midst of all these promises, your heart may wonder, is this real? Will this last? Or is this just a fleeting feeling that will fade by morning? That is a fair question, born of past disappointments. So let us talk about the foundation upon which all these changes are being built. It is not built upon your emotions, which can change like the weather. It is not dependent on your own strength or ability to maintain it. Though everything I am doing in you tonight is established on something infinitely more powerful and permanent, my everlasting covenant with you. Think of this as a divine, legally binding contract, a holy agreement that I initiated and that I, the unchangeable God, will never, ever break. It is the bedrock of your new reality, the anchor that will hold you steady no matter what storms may come. This covenant is not signed in simple ink, which can fade over time. It was sealed in the heavens with the precious, powerful blood of my own Son, Jesus. This is the ultimate guarantee, the non-negotiable proof of my commitment to you. It means that my love for you, my forgiveness of you, and my promises to you were paid for at the highest possible price. Because of this blood-sealed covenant, all of my promises are not a maybe or a perhaps, or an if you perform well enough. For you, my child, they are a resounding yes and a confirming amen. This means the transaction is complete. Your healing is a yes. Your freedom from those chains is a yes. Your provision, your purpose, your peace. It is all a yes in me. Your only part in this covenant is to believe it and to receive it. It is a gift, not a wage to be earned. I am binding myself to you with cords of loving kindness that can never be broken. You cannot stray so far that these cords will snap. You cannot make a mistake so great that I will cut you loose and cast you aside. My love for you is not a fickle emotion. It is a covenantal commitment. So let me reaffirm that sacred pledge to you tonight, right here, right now, as you listen to my voice. I will never, ever leave you, nor will I ever forsake you. When you feel alone in the coming days, I want you to remember this covenant. When fear tries to whisper its lies, you must remind it of the blood that sealed your eternal security. The change happening in you is not just a temporary emotional high. It is a permanent, covenant-based, spiritual reality. Therefore, you can walk out of this night and into your new morning with an unshakable confidence. It is not the fragile confidence of a person merely hoping for a good day. It is the deep, settled, and powerful confidence of a royal child who knows, without a shadow of a doubt, that their Father's promise is secure and their glorious inheritance is absolutely, eternally guaranteed. This is your truth. Live in it. My child, to walk in this new life, to steward this new authority, and to live out this new purpose, you need more than just new promises. You need a new and tangible power. The life I am calling you to cannot be lived in your own human strength. It will only lead back to the burnout and weariness you are leaving behind. And so, in this sacred moment, I am asking you to receive something more. Prepare your heart, for I am sending a fresh baptism of my Holy Spirit upon you, a baptism of holy fire. Do not be afraid of this fire. It is not the fire of judgment you have earned, but the fire of purification and power you have been given as a gift. It is the very fire that fell at Pentecost, the fire that turns ordinary people into fearless witnesses for my glory. This fire has a fourfold purpose in your life, beginning tonight. First, this fire comes to purify. It will move through your life like a holy flame, burning away the chaff that has accumulated in your heart. The residue of old sins, the comfortable complacency that has kept you from pursuing me with your whole heart, the subtle love for the things of this world that has dulled your spiritual senses. This fire will consume it all. It will burn away every impurity, every wrong motive, everything that is not of me, leaving only what is pure, holy, and eternal. This is the fire that sanctifies you and sets you apart for my use. Second, this fire comes to refine. Just as a goldsmith uses intense heat to burn away the dross from raw gold until he can see his own reflection in it, my Spirit's fire will refine your character. The process may feel intense at times, as it brings impurities to the surface, but do not shrink back from it. I am burning away the pride, the fear, the impatience, the selfishness. And as the dross is burned away, my own character, my love, my joy, my peace, my patience, my kindness will begin to shine more brightly through you. You will be recognizably mine. Third, this fire comes to ignite. For too long your passion hath been a flickering ember. This fire will set your spirit ablaze. A new, holy passion for souls, a deep and aching love for people who are lost and broken, and a burning desire to see my kingdom come on this earth will be ignited within you. Apathy and indifference will be consumed by this holy zeal. You will no longer be content to be a spectator in my great redemptive story. You will be a fiery, passionate participant. And this fire will make you a terror to the kingdom of darkness. When the enemy sees you, he will no longer see a timid and fearful soul. He will see a person ablaze with the power of the Holy Spirit, and he will have to flee. Finally, with this baptism of fire, you will operate in the gifts of my Spirit with a new level of power and accuracy. They will flow through you not as a rare and strange occurrence, but as the natural overflow of the fire I have placed within. You are being equipped and empowered for a supernatural life. Open your heart and receive it now. My beloved, in the kingdoms of this world, celebration always comes after the victory has been seen and confirmed. The parade happens after the war is won. But in my kingdom, we operate on a higher principle, a principle of faith that confounds the world. Tonight, even before you see the full, tangible manifestation of all that I have promised you, I am calling you to do something radical. I am calling you to begin your praise. The change has already happened in the spiritual realm, sealed by my covenant. Now, your praise is the act of faith that pulls that spiritual reality into your physical world. Do not wait until the bank account is full. Do not wait until the relationship is healed. You not wait until you feel strong. Your praise begins now, right here, in the middle of the hallway between your past and your future. You must understand that your worship is far more than just a sweet song to me. It is a powerful spiritual weapon. When you choose to lift your voice in praise while your circumstances still look bleak, it sends shockwaves through the enemy's camp. He expects you to complain. He expects you to be filled with anxiety and despair. Your praise is a defiant declaration that your trust is not in what you can see with your eyes, but in the unshakable truth of my word. Praise shifts the atmosphere around you, breaking the power of oppression and creating a habitation for my glory. It is in the atmosphere of praise that miracles are conceived and deliverance is released. When you praise, you are aligning yourself with the truth of heaven, and you are commanding your earthly circumstances to come into alignment with that truth. Listen closely to your spirit right now. Can you hear it? Underneath the noise of your lingering doubts, a new song is beginning to rise. It is a song of deliverance I have placed within you, a melody of hope, a rhythm of profound gratitude. Do not suppress it because it feels strange. Do not silence it because you think you have no reason to sing. Open your mouth and give voice to the new work I am doing. Even if it starts as a whisper, let it grow. This praise is the very language of faith. It is the highest and purest expression of your trust in me. Every word of thanksgiving is an affirmation that you believe I am who I say I am, and I will do what I say I will do. Praise is the incubator where my promises are hatched and brought to life. From this moment on, I want you to cultivate a new habit. Let the sound of thanksgiving be your first response, not your last resort. Before you start to analyze the problem, before you worry about how it will be solved, let your very first act be to thank me. Thank me that I am with you. Thank me that I am faithful. Thank me that the victory is already won. Remember always, my child, your victory was not won tonight. It was secured for you 2,000 years ago at a place called Calvary. Tonight, you are not fighting for victory. You are praising your way into the victory that has already been purchased for you. Your praise is the victory parade for a war that is already over. My child, when the first light of morning streams through your window, when you are called to awaken from your sleep, something will be profoundly different. The monumental work I have done in your spirit tonight is not a fantasy, not a pleasant dream that will evaporate with the morning mist. It is a deep, foundational, and permanent shift. As you wake, I want you to pay close attention, because the very first thing you will notice is not what is present, but what is absent. That familiar, heavy blanket of dread, the vague anxiety that has greeted you most mornings of your life, will be gone. You will lie there for a moment in the quiet, and you will feel its absence. In its place, you will sense a lightness in your spirit, a quiet, steady peace in your soul that you have not felt in a very long time. This change will be the first tangible proof that everything is different now. You will get out of bed, and as you do, you will realize you are looking at your world through new eyes. You will perceive your life and its challenges through the crystal clear lens of faith, not the old, cracked lens of fear. The problems and pressures of the day may still exist, but they will look different. They will look smaller, manageable, because you will instinctively be seeing them from my higher perspective, from a position of victory. You will not feel that old, familiar rush of being overwhelmed, because the peace I have given you will be standing guard over your heart. There will be a new spring in your physical step, an energy and a vitality that is not just from a good night's sleep, but from a soul that has been truly rested and restored in me. People you encounter will notice a new light in your eyes, a calm confidence in your demeanor, and perhaps most powerfully, you will discover that the old triggers have lost their power over you. The critical email from your boss, the difficult phone call you have been avoiding, the unexpected bill that arrives in the mail, the things that would have sent you into a spiral of panic yesterday will be met with a new response. You will find yourself able to respond with my peace instead of reacting with your old patterns of fear or anger. You will feel the old trigger, but you will also feel my grace rise up within you, giving you the power to choose a different path. Understand the magnitude of this, my beloved. You are not just starting another new day, you are starting an entirely new life. The person who went to sleep last night, bound by old chains and weary from the fight, is not the same person who is waking up this morning. The old has passed away. Behold, everything has become new. This is the first day of the rest of your life, a life that will be lived in my fullness, guided by my Spirit, and destined for my glory. Walk into this new day not with apprehension, but with a holy and joyful expectation, for this is the day that I, your Lord, have made for you. It is the first of many, many glorious days to come. You are standing at the dawn of your new life, and my soul is filled with joy for you. But please, do not rush into this day without receiving my final, everlasting promise. It would deeply grieve me for you to experience this new beginning as a temporary feeling, instead of understanding the eternal covenant that makes it permanent. Stay just a moment more. Let me seal your tomorrow in my unfailing love. My child, for the glorious transformation of this night to become the lasting reality of your days, you must now understand the most critical piece. What has happened is not just a change in your feelings or your circumstances. It hath been a fundamental, irreversible shift in your very identity. The enemy's primary strategy against you has always been a case of mistaken identity. He has worked relentlessly to make you forget who you truly are. He has taken your struggles and turned them into labels. He has called you abandoned, rejected, unworthy, addict, failure. And because you have heard these lies whispered for so long, you have subconsciously accepted them as truth. You have worn these false labels, and they have shaped your decisions, limited your vision, and defined your reality. But tonight, in the authority of the one who created you and redeemed you, I am personally tearing off every single false label the enemy has ever placed upon you. They are lies, and they have no more power. Hear me now as I speak your true names, your true and eternal identity. You are chosen. Before the world began, I set my love upon you. You are cherished. You are the apple of my eye, my treasured possession. You are accepted. You do not have to perform to earn my love. You are completely and totally accepted in my beloved Son. You are forgiven. Your past is erased, not because you are perfect, but because He was the perfect sacrifice. You are empowered. My own Spirit, the same Spirit that raised Jesus from the dead, now lives and dwells within you. This is who you are now. You will no longer see yourself through the distorted lens of your past pain, but through the perfect, clear lens of my unending love and grace for you. I want you to begin to fully embrace your identity as a royal child of the Most High King. You are not a spiritual orphan, hoping for handouts. You are not a servant, trying to earn your keep. You are a son, a daughter, a true heir to the kingdom with a full inheritance and with direct 24/7 access to the throne room of grace. I want you to start thinking like royalty, speaking like royalty, and carrying yourself like the royalty you are. My word promises you that you are the head and not the tail. You are above and not beneath. This means you are no longer to live at the effect of your circumstances. You are to be a cause for my goodness and my light in the world. You are a leader. You are an influencer. You are a world changer in your God-given sphere. From this day forward, let your actions and decisions be rooted in this one powerful question. What would a person who is deeply and unconditionally loved by God and filled with His power, do in this situation. Answering this will change everything. You will carry my authority not with arrogance, but with a quiet, humble confidence that knows the infinite source of its power. For this is the bedrock of your new life. You are a new creation. The old you is gone. A new you is here. Do not try to repair or apologize for the old you. That person is buried. Walk today and every day as the new you, a person filled with my spirit, aligned with my purpose, and forever wrapped in my unconditional, passionate love. This is your new, and this is your eternal reality. My beloved child, as the reality of this night settles upon your soul, it is crucial that you understand the nature of what has taken place. This was not a final exam that you have passed, nor was it a finish line that you have crossed. What has happened here, in the sacred space between us, is not an ending. It is the grand opening. This is the ribbon-cutting ceremony for an entirely new chapter of your life, a chapter titled The Goodness of God. Do not make the mistake of thinking this is a singular, momentary event that you must now strive to hold on to. No. This is the beginning of a new way of living, a new state of being. You have been launched, not just touched. This is your Genesis moment, the dawn of a life lived in the fullness of my grace and power. From this day forward, you will begin to witness a divine domino effect of my goodness in every area of your existence. The spiritual breakthrough you have experienced tonight is the first and most important domino to fall. Watch now, as it triggers a beautiful, cascading chain reaction. This new freedom in your spirit will touch your peace of mind, quieting the storms of anxiety. That profound peace will, in turn, touch your physical body, bringing healing and new energy where there was weariness and pain. Your renewed health will give you a fresh passion and creativity for your work. Your excellence at work will open doors of favor and impact your finances. That new financial peace will remove a source of great tension from your family, bringing a new harmony to your home. One area of my blessing will supernaturally trigger the next, and the next. This is how my kingdom advances in your life, not in isolated incidents, but in a holistic, ever-expanding wave of glory. I do not want you to fear that you will forget what this night felt like, or that this feeling will fade. You will not have to live off the memory of this one encounter. I promise you, each new day will bring fresh and tangible confirmation of the good work I have begun in you. You will see my favor in the small things, a perfectly timed phone call, a kind word from a stranger that feels like it came directly from me, a sudden solution to a nagging problem. And you will see it in the big things, a relationship miraculously healed, an opportunity appearing out of nowhere, a need met in an impossible way. These will be like daily love notes from me to you, little signposts on your journey reminding you that this new reality is real and that I am walking with you every single moment. You do not need the entire map for this new journey right now. You only need to hold my hand. I will guide you step by step into the fullness of what I have planned. Your only responsibility is to wake up each morning, listen for my guidance for that day, and walk in it with trust. I will handle all of your tomorrows. This is your launching point, not your final destination. There is so much more I want to show you, so much more I desire to do in and through you. So receive this with all your heart, my beloved child. The very best is truly, genuinely, yet to come. What you have experienced tonight, as wonderful and life-altering as it is only the faintest taste of the goodness I have in store for you. My precious one, as we close this sacred time together, I want to leave you with an unshakable, foundational assurance that will be the bedrock of your new life. The deep, restorative, and transformative work I have done in your spirit tonight is permanent. This is not a temporary fix. It is not a fragile feeling that can be shattered by a bad day. The change is real, is deep, and it is forever. The enemy, the accuser of your soul, cannot reverse it. You will certainly try. He will come to you in the coming days and try to convince you that nothing has really changed. He will tempt you with your old patterns of thinking. He will try to discourage you with new challenges. But he cannot undo a work that has been sovereignly performed by the hand of Almighty God and sealed by the fire of my Holy Spirit. When he lies to you, you will now stand and speak my truth back to him, for you are no longer a victim of his deception. You are not stepping into this new season to fend for yourself. I will be with you through every single stage of this new journey. I will be with you on the glorious days of celebration when you are seeing my promises come to pass. And I will be with you on the challenging days when your faith is being tested and stretched. You will never walk a single step of this new path without feeling me right there beside you, holding your hand, whispering my encouragement, and infusing you with my strength. This new life does not mean you will never face another problem, but it does mean you will never face another problem alone, and you will face them with an entirely new power. My grace will be more than sufficient for every challenge you may face. For every demand that is placed upon you, there will be a divine supply of my strength. For every confusing crossroad, there will be a supply of my wisdom. For every moment of weakness, there will be a supply of my power. You will always have exactly what you need, precisely when you need it. Now, hold on to this promise as the eternal anchor for your soul, the promise that quiets all fear of the future. I, who began this good and glorious work in you tonight, will be absolutely and completely faithful to complete it. I do not start a project and abandon it halfway through. I am the author of your faith, but I am also the finisher. I will see you through. I will nurture the seeds I have planted. I will protect the work I have begun. I will guide you, correct you, and empower you until the day you stand before me, complete and radiant in glory. Because of this, your future is absolutely secure in me. It is brighter than your human mind can possibly imagine. The enemy wants you to look toward tomorrow with a sense of dread, but I am calling you to look toward your tomorrow with a spirit of faith-filled and joyful expectation. My plans for you are good. They are for a hope-filled and glorious future, a future overflowing with my goodness, my purpose, and my unending, passionate love for you. So now, my child, rest. Rest not in your ability to hold on to me, but in my unbreakable promise to hold on to you. Rest in my finished work. Rest in my unending love. The battle is over. The new has come. You are mine. You are safe. You are loved forever. Rest now, my beloved. Rest now in my promise, my beloved, for your future is secure in me. As you rest, a holy desire will rise within you, a desire not just to receive my word, but to send it. This message of hope that changed everything for you tonight is the very manna another soul is starving for in their own dark wilderness, right at this moment. For I have declared, how beautiful are the feet of those who bring good news, and your giving is the act that sends my messengers running. As you sow this eternal seed into the great harvest, I will ensure your own barns are never empty, and I will release a blessing upon you so great you cannot contain it. Do not delay this sacred partnership. Honor me now with your first fruits through Super Thanks, membership, or the PayPal link below, and release my voice into the silence. My child, before this moment fades, seal this covenant we have made in the earth. Let your faith be seen. Go now to the space below and make your prophetic declaration for all of heaven and earth to witness. Write with unwavering belief, tonight, everything changes. This is not merely a comment. It is your first act of faith in your new season, a powerful amen to my promise. Let your words be the very sound that ushers in your dawn. Amen. If you believe in me, your Heavenly Father, then like this video and leave a heartfelt amen in the comments. If you want to stay closer to me, then subscribe to this channel.